So there we are. National anthem done. Opportunity for a group photograph before riders will be making their way back to the pit area.
Ready to race tonight in Riga.
Riders making their way back to the pits area. The presentation is now done and dusted. A lot of rain in the area in recent days, and particularly overnight this morning. Do you feel the riders will be disappointed, Chris, about the fact that they haven't been able to do a full practice, full qualifying session?
I think at this particular age, on this particular track, yes, they will have missed a little bit of track time. This is not a track that many of them at all will know very well. So not always, but on this occasion, yes, possibly they will have missed it.
Everybody's had 90 seconds of track time, an hour and a half before the meeting is about to get underway. Rennie Deddings is our race director. Phil Morris is in attendance as well, the race director for the SGP, just keeping an eye on it. We have witnessed a lot of tyre packing effectively, with two trucks driving around for some considerable time. So there is a little concern about the track maybe potentially breaking up. I don't know if this man's got any particular concerns about the track breaking up, because I would suggest he comes here with plenty of confidence. Fabulous opening race. We'll get into that in just a moment, but let's focus on this individual, Wiktor Przyjemski himself. He is following along a rich history of riders at this level from Poland, and he's doing his country proud.
Absolutely, yeah. He's a man under a little bit of pressure. Poland expects, that's for sure. But yeah, I finished second here in Riga last year, and it was all race wins and last places for him. So we'll be looking for a little bit more consistency.
Wiktor Przyjemski just getting himself ready for the first race. So riders are just beginning to get themselves ready for the first race, and the first race is really tasty indeed. Could very well be the final for the first for this evening's event. Really is an explosive race to get underway. We'll take a look at the first races for you. And heat number one with Pollestad, Drejer, Malkiewicz and Przyjemski. What a lineup that is in the first race here this evening. Here we go then, Pollestad, Drejer, Malkiewicz, Przyjemski. Now Malkiewicz, we must speak about Kevin Malkiewicz, born in the UK of course, scored 6 points from his qualifying races, ended up winning the LCQ and then finished on the rostrum. What a turnaround that was. Casper Henriksson looking to bounce back after an indifferent home round. Jake Mulford, another rider looking to improve. Nikita Kaulins, a wild card out in heat number 3. And Przanowski out in heat number 4 with Dan Thompson, and Norick Blodorn, the German, who will be certainly looking to go well tonight. And Nazar, Parnitskyi, if he wants to be world champion, probably needs to pick up the 20 points on offer here this evening. That's your first 4 races to get round number 2 here in the Parnitskyi, the DeWALT FIM SGP2 of Latvia underway. What an opening race this is, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. We're throwing them all in, all together in heat number 1. We've got, what have we got? 1, 2, 3 and 5 in the series after the first round. So that is a competitive way to start the afternoon's race.
Just the way the ballot has gone. No qualifying this afternoon because of the concerns about the track with the heavy rain that was has fallen overnight and again this morning. It's dried out, thankfully, and they were able to get some track time. And now, with all the equipment cleaned up, raring to go, the world champion Przyjemski coming from gate number 4. Can he get off to a flying start? But this is a very competitive race to get the action underway here. Round number 2. Spare bikes with mechanics on, just going to be lurking in the background just in case 1 or 2 lads have a problem on the way to the start. Only 90 seconds now to get to the start line, not 2 minutes as it has been previously. So riders and teams have to be prepared if a bike packs up on the way to the start line.
Yeah, and we can expect the track to take a few races to mature. It's been packed down very hard, as you rightly said, Kelvin, after all the rain that we've had in the last couple of days. But it's looking in good condition. I know they don't have any real concerns about it cutting up too badly. We have seen it in the past, so we'll keep one eye on that. But
yeah, there have been some pretty big crashes here in the last couple of years. We saw Anders Thompson leaping over the fence in 2023.
Yeah, that was a big one.
That was a big one. And then Jack Holder having a crash with Leon Madsen last last year, and of course that really spectacular one with Schmarslik and Mikkelsen. I mean, crikey, that really was quite a moment indeed. Riders now entering the arena for the first time this afternoon, making their way around. 2 hours difference between the UK and Riga, so middle of the afternoon here back in London, but out there beginning to move towards evening time. As I say, the weather is behaving, and that's good news. And we have a decent crowd in now. Mathias Pollestad, the Norwegian rider, he'll be looking for a big round.
On his own bike, Kelvin. Last year, I seem to remember he borrowed some off Vilad's Nagel because his van didn't make it here.
He scored 12 points on somebody else's bikes. I'm sure he must have made an offer for one of them because he was going rather well. And he actually ended up beating Vilad's Nagel on his own bike. So it was a little bit embarrassing for him, but there we are. You can see down, if you look down at the track, you can see how hard it's been packed. It looks perfectly smooth, but this surface can break up. There's no clay in it at all to bind it together. So there will be deep ruts on the start line. Heat number 1, the lineup for you. Pollestad's on the inside in the red helmet colour. William Drejer, second in the championship chase right now, gate number 2 in blue. Kevin Malkiewicz, third in the championship chase. He's out of gate 3 in white. And the world champion, the championship leader, gate number 4 in the yellow helmet colour, Wiktor Przyjemski in the opening race. What a way to get underway here in the Parnitskyi. This is a big race and a great race to win and get your night off to a flying start. Heat number 1, second round of the World Championship at SGP2 level. Green light is on, tapes are up, we're racing, and they roar into the first corner, and look at Przyjemski. He gets forced wide by Pollestad. He's going to be very vulnerable now as they charge up the inside, but a good response from Przyjemski to come back into second place. But Pollestad off the inside in that first turn, Chris, he was ruthless.
Yeah, he did everything right. You've got to say he was ruthless, but he dealt with Drejer initially and then moved out wide to stop any run from Przyjemski, who's now settled down in second place. Looks a little bit quicker, I've got to say, than Pollestad, certainly carrying more speed down the straight. He had to back into the corner there to miss the back of Pollestad, but it is going to be around the inside for these opening few heats.
So terrific stuff from Pollestad away from the inside gate. Gates are actually very evenly successful here. There's not very much to choose between them. Can win from anywhere. Przyjemski pushing on in second place. He recovered from a very vulnerable position. He's sneaking up the inside on the final lap coming out of turn 2. But one last blast from the Norwegian rider out in front. Red helmet cutter. Pollestad off to a really good start. That was a big race. An important race to win. And Pollestad gets off to the ideal start this afternoon. Sort of say Przyjemski was right in there and was forced very wide initially, but recovered very well and had to show a lot of bravery down the back straight on the opening lap. The result for you, Pollestad 3 points out in front, 2 points for Przyjemski in second place, 1 point for Kevin Malkiewicz third, and William Drejer misses out in heat number 1 because he was really duffed up in the first corner. We'll watch this again and we'll see exactly what went on in that first corner.
Yes, Mathias Pollestad won the battle in the first turn, and that's where the race is going to be in these opening heats there. He's just hard on Drejer initially, the rider in the blue helmet colour, then very hard on Przyjemski. Realised that he was the threat. He was the man that had a clear run around the outside, stopped that run. Przyjemski for the rest of the race did look like having a little bit more speed, and on the third lap there, Pollestad just drifted only fractionally off the inside line and almost left the door open for Przyjemski, but he was very defensive on the last turn.
Indeed he was, and had to be, but brought it home. Gets his evening off to a good start here, strong start. Heat number 2, riders are up at tapes. Looking down, you can see this surface. It looks absolutely pristine, but it will break up and get quite deep on the start. The ruts will. Bubba, like that suit. How about that?
Impressed with that, aren't you?
Well, you can't miss it. On the inside is Casper Henriksson from Sweden. Red helmet colour for him. Adam Bubba Bittner, gate number 2 in blue. Indeed. Jake Mulford, gate number 3 in white. And Mikkel Andersen, who rode very well here last year, the Danish rider. He is gate number 4 in the yellow helmet colour. Andersen, who comes into this round, well, he is in 6th place with 11 points and looking to push on. He has plenty of opportunity in the future, of course, because he's a youngster at this level. Here we go then, heat number 2. Green lights on. Red limiters are bouncing as well on the start line, and we go charging inside for Henriksson. Mikkel Andersen makes a lovely move back to the inside, gets the better of Bednar. He charges into second place for gate number 1, working a treat for Henriksson, who hugs the inside line on this opening lap, and rightly to do so, because Andersen, with that terrific move on the first turn, has slipped into second place. But Henriksson, the Swedish rider, out in front.
Yeah, smart move that from Mikkel Andersen. I'm sure his dad, Brian Andersen, had a few words to say after watching the first heat. Don't get caught out there on the outside. And once again, it's the man from the inside gate, Henriksson, that hits the front. This race has settled down. It's all a little bit one-liney at the moment. I'm pretty certain with a bit of track grading, a bit of water, track's going to settle down. And Bubba Bednar keeping Mikkel Andersen honest. But it's difficult to find a way past right now.
Yeah, track is all around the inside, overtaking at an absolute premium. I do hope that the track does evolve and we do see opportunities for more racing lines. But right now, off the start, and the inside gate has been successful on both of the opening 2 races. Casper Henriksson getting off to a strong start here this evening with a sharp start from the inside. Gotta say, Mikkel Andersen, that was a smart move in the first turn from such a young rider as well. Racing brain, well and truly switched on in heat number 2. Henriksson out in front, 3 points for him, 2 points for Mikkel Andersen in second place. Adam Bubba Bednar back in third place, 1 point for him, and Jake Mulford from the UK misses out in heat number 2. All about the start, going to be absolutely vital. Could be a Gators paradise here this afternoon.
Yeah, it certainly is going to be, I think, for the first half of the meeting. And Henriksson, who won his first ride in Manila and then just struggled for pace after that once again. He's come off the inside gate, he's won his opening ride. Looks fine, really. He didn't make any mistakes. Track's smooth as you like right now. It might cut up later on, but there's that nice decisive cutback from Mikkel Andersen. Gets himself straight to the inside. Pretty certain he would have had a bit of advice there, and get down to the inside as quick as you can. That's going to be the fastest line, defend from there. But it's Casper Henriksson that makes the start, makes the most of it. 3 points for him.
Yeah, smashing start for the Swedish rider. We're pleased with that. We're looking at some race times from the first couple of races. First race, half a second quicker than the second one. But Casper Henriksson won't care about that because he scored exactly the same points as Mathias Pollestad. Don't have to be the fastest rider, you see the checkered flag first. He did exactly that. So heat number 3. Riders making their way towards the start line for their first ride this afternoon. Gate number 1 has been particularly successful. 100% record so far from the first 2 races from the inside. Anze Grmek from Slovenia. Can he buck the trend by trying to make the start from gate number 3? Gate number 1, though, is Nikita Kaulins, the wild card. Good place for him, red helmet colour. Tony Mencel from Poland out of gate number 2 in blue. Anze Grmek out of gate number 3 in white. And McDiarmid from the outside in the yellow helmet colour. McDiarmid riding in the UK, riding on the continent as well. Had a pretty good showing. What did he score? He scored 10 points in the first round. He'll be looking to build on that. Debut season in the SGP2 for the Australian. Here we go then, heat number 3. Will it be the inside gate and the wild card? Kaulins only scored a point last year. He drops the clutch and they're into the first turn. He gets there, drifts off the line, too far off the line. Nice move from Mencel, slips up there. That was a bit of a pilot error there from Kaulins. He needed to hug that white line to hang on to it. Mencel says, thank you very much indeed. The door was open. He fires himself to the front. Kaulins now in second place, the Australian. McDiarmid through into third place. Tough for third place, but look at that from Mencel. Made the move at the right time.
Yeah, smart move. He'd obviously been watching the previous couple of races, realised that got to get down to the inside at the very earliest opportunity. And yeah, he was given an open invitation really from Nikita Kaulins as he just moved mid-track. Can't afford to do that in the first turn. It's okay if you're carrying good speed bikes going forward. Mid-race, of course, move out, see if the outside is working, but not in the first turn right now.
Yeah, if you don't make that move early on, it's looking like it's going to be pretty difficult to overtake with the way this track has been prepared for this afternoon's event. Smashing ride. I tell you what, he has some pace out in front there. Mencel, once he hit the front, gently pulled further and further away. He'll be pleased about that. Kaulins has doubled his score from last year. He'll be pleased with that. 2 points this time rather than 1 from 5 rides. So he's got his afternoon's work off to a pretty solid start. But Mencel bucking the trend. Gate number 2 coming to the fore and supported with the Polish contingent in the grandstand. Mencel out in front, 3 points for him, 2 points for Nikita Kaulins in second place. Mitchell McDiarmid into third place, 1 point, and Anze Grmek misses out in heat number 3. All about the first turn. I get the feeling that's the way it's going to be for a while, and this was a smart move.
Smart move, yeah. It's the inside gate. Kaulins that makes the best start, moves mid-track. Big mistake for him because Mencel had actually missed it a little bit, gave him every opportunity to look into the corner, see where everyone was riding, just went straight to the inside, crept it around the inside, and as you rightly say, in the race, had plenty of pace. He didn't win a race in Mulila, so I'd be happy to start here in Riga with a race win.
Polish contingent are here. There are 4 riders in the lineup. They have a very, very strong record at under 21 level, and Mencel, of course, will be very determined to maintain that record if at all possible. So heat number 4 will see the first block of races completed, and we've got last year's winner out here, the young Ukrainian rider Nazar Parnitskyi, who sits in 4th place. He went straight to the final in Mulila, but then just slipped up in the final, finishing 4th. But his championship on 14 points, he is very much in the championship chase, but needs a big repeat of the performance from last year if he can. Line up for heat number 4. As Przanowski on the inside in the red helmet colour, Nazar Parnitskyi, gate number 2 in blue, Dan Thompson, the British rider, gate number 3 in white, and Norick Blodorn from Germany off the outside in the yellow helmet colour. This is a good lineup, this. Very competitive to round out the first block of races. Green light comes on. We're racing. Tapes are up sharpish. Who makes it? Well, it's that man, Parnitskyi. Smashing start, clear into the first corner. Charges down the back straight. He's got it all wrapped up right now. Przanowski slips back into second place. Dan Thompson into third with Blodorn surprisingly out the back. But Parnitskyi rocketed out of gate number 2. And once again, he just loves this track.
Yeah, rocketed. That's exactly the word I was going to use. Made an absolute flyer from the start. Done everything right. Reacted first. Bike pulled nicely. Blodorn there at the back, looking for a wide line. Lost a bit of ground on Thompson. But this is a perfect start for Parnitskyi, the man who won here last year. Yeah. Got just 1 point in 7 races that night.
That's right, he did. He was very impressive indeed. And heat number 4, he is showing a clean pair of heels to the opposition. We're into the last lap. And that smashing start from gate number 2, and he has had the measure of the opposition here quite comfortably. Nazar Parnitskyi, last year's winner, the man who sits 4th in the championship, gets his evening off to a lovely start. 3 points in the bag out of gate number 2. The inside gates working a treat in the first 4 races. They have shared the spoils, gates 1 and 2 so far this evening, and the best race winning time so far with a 64.5. Parnitskyi flying out there so far in his first ride. 3 points for him. Przanowski back in second place, 2 points. Third place is Dan Thompson, 1 point for him, and Norick Blodorn, the German. His woes at SGP2 continue. There's the position after everybody's had 1 ride. Parnitskyi, Henriksson, Mencel and Pollestad have all won their first ride, so they've got 3 points respectively. Andersen, Przanowski, Przyjemski and Kaulins all on 2 points so far. So work to be done for Kevin Malkiewicz, who sits in 3rd place. He only got a 3rd place in his first ride, but it's early days. Everybody's got 4 more opportunities to either go straight through to the final, the top 2, go straight to the final, and the next 8 then go through to the 2 LCQs, where the winners, only the winners from those 2 heats, will then join the top 2 in the grand final here a little later on. See this one again. Yeah, we get the chance to see a textbook start there from Parnitskyi coming off gate 2. It was a lovely start. Bike really working very, very nicely there. Reacts first, bike just rockets forward, doesn't make any mistakes, gets himself straight down to the inside, all plain sailing from there. Indeed it was. What a smashing start for last year's winner, Parnitskyi. Really did look very impressive indeed, and the race time reflected that as well. Best race winning time so far this afternoon. Okay, let's get some reaction. Marcelina's down there with Mitchell McDiarmid.
Mitchell McDiarmid, who's a debutant in SGP2. Mitchell, you were given a wild card for this year campaign in SGP2. So let's start from the beginning. What was your reaction to that?
Yeah, obviously I was stoked hearing that I got the wild card spot, and we knew we had to make the most of it because it's my first year in the GP. So my plan was to make an impact on the whole group, and then hopefully come out with a decent result in the end.
So I need to ask you about the first round in Molilla. It was a very solid result, 7th place. Right now you started with 1 point to your name. How would you rate your debut in this year's Speedway Grand Prix 2?
Yeah, I think it's gone pretty well. Molilla was, it was a tough track, and I got a bit loose at some stages, but we focused on fixing my style up a bit and changing a few things so we're ready when it comes to those tough tracks. But yeah, I think we had a good go for the first meeting.
So one thing about the track here in Riga, because I bet it's your first visit here to this Nikita Stadium. What's your take on that?
Yeah, it seems like a pretty nice track, to be honest. It's real flowy, and when you have your first glance at it, you're like, oh, I'm going to come in and it's going to be a pretty tight track. But no, it doesn't ride like that at all. So yeah, no, it is a very nice track. It's great to be here.
So any conclusion for the next race?
Yeah, we're going to make a few changes and hopefully come out with a win.
Keep it going. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, good to hear from the young Australian Mitchell McDiarmid. Of course, comes from Perth in Western Australia, gets his work off to a 3rd place, and sitting in 7th place in this series so far, looking to improve. He's out in heat number, where's he out? Heat number 8 of gate number 3. He'll be looking to try and make the start from there. Hanging off the side of the bike. No overtaking apart from the first corner so far. Let's hope that the track does begin to allow riders to experiment a little bit. Bit of water going down in this first track grading opportunity. But you can understand it with the rain they've had, and this track notoriously can break up. There's nothing really that binds this material together, and they don't keep it slick. And with all the track action on it over 2 days, they don't want the track to get away from them. Young Parnitskyi just reflecting on his first ride here this afternoon. Yeah, Parnitskyi's out in the very next race. And, excuse me, no, he's not. He was in the previous race in heat number 4. What a start it was from gate number 2. And then he's out in heat number 6, as you rightly say. He's got the inside gate as well. Inside gates were successful in the first 4 races. Gates 1 and 2 producing the winners. Here is the stats on the gates from the first 4 races. 2 wins from gate 1, 2 wins from gate 2, and then gates 3 and 4, nothing yet. But looking back on the stats for the last couple of years, all starts have been fairly even, actually, over the course of 2 Grand Prix. I would expect that to change, but I've got to say that the track at the moment is probably slicker than it ordinarily is. I think they've been quite cautious about that.
Yeah, obviously the gate stats, when they're so even, it can make picking the right gate at the end of the night quite difficult. And well, we've seen it before, haven't we? We've seen mistakes from riders before when picking gates.
Good to see the world champion Bartosz Marzlik here. Of course, he is locked in a terrific battle with Brady Kurtz, who has won the last 2 rounds of the SGP World Championship. Just 9 points in it now as we enter the last 3 rounds. But this man has won the 2 Grand Prix that have been staged here, 2023 and 2024. I've got to say, he didn't look like a winner during the racing last year, but turned his fortunes around with which was actually, when you reflect on it, probably a championship winning performance here 12 months ago.
Yeah, I mean, when you've watched his 2 meetings here in Riga, he hasn't looked comfortable. I think by his own admission, it's not one of his favourite tracks. He's had that heavy crash, of course, as well, just off the first turn, but he comes back and wins the final. That's what this man is about. That's
Brady Kurtz,
5-time champion.
Indeed, indeed. Okay, we can get some more reaction down in the pits with Marcelina while we have this slightly extended grading break. She's rushing around. Okay, Marcelina is joined by Andrei Lebedevs.
We're going to grab a quick word with Andrei Lebedev. Obviously, it's your day off today, but you are here helping Nazar Parnitskyi. How are you feeling?
I feel great. Weather comes and help us, you know, because forecasts show not the best. But yeah, nice sunshine weather. Guys prepared track well, and yeah, we can see good racing here.
Tell us about Nazar a little bit. He's just outstanding. Also here, he won last round here in Riga. Also 3 points right now on his account. He's doing very well.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Nazar, yeah, and that's my good friend also. And yeah, if he asks something, always want to help him. And yeah, but now I just look from the side, and yeah, because without me he do well. And like you say, last year he win here, and start meeting today also very good with fastest time in the practice also, and heat win, and yeah, looking forward, and fingers crossed for Nazar.
Thank you, Andrei. Fingers crossed, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yeah, he had a terrific round last year. Top scored, of course, with the new format. He would have gone straight into the final. But unfortunately, he just missed out in the semi-finals on Andrei Lebedevs, having scored 14 points in the qualifying races. Next 4 races for you. Blodorn out. He's got to go better. Needs points. Mathias Pollestad out of gate number 2, 3 points there. Casper Henriksson, bit of a Scandinavian battle in heat number 5. Heat number 6 was Parnitskyi. He is the man to beat there without question. Drejer looking for points. Heat number 7, we've got Malkiewicz looking to bounce back, and Mencel off the inside is a danger man. And Przyjemski, the world champion, coming out in heat number 8 off the inside gate, starting with a solid 2 points. Can anybody take it to Wiktor Przyjemski? Will he be a double world champion? Of course, the 3rd round is in Voyens, which is the last round of the series in September, next month. But Wiktor Przyjemski was rock solid throughout last year, and his performance was a really mature performance in Melilla. 6 out of 6, but there's no question that Parnitskyi could be the danger man. No question about that, and the speed he's got was a statement of intent, you would suggest. Riders coming out for heat number 5 now, making their way round to the start to get the action underway once again. And Norick Blodorn, who is much better than his performance have been in SGP2, he needs a better performance now.
Yeah, it's hard to understand exactly why Norick sort of goes missing at this in this competition, but he comes into this ranked, his FIM ranking is 2nd.
Yeah.
You know, so to sit down in 12th place after the first round is going to be hugely disappointing.
He's got the inside gate that Germany will be looking to bounce back after failing to score in his first one. This man is the danger man. Pollestad off to a confidence-boosting start in heat number 1. Not just the fact that he won the race, but the competition was red hot in the first race here this afternoon. Blodorn's on the inside, the German. Red helmet colour for him. Mathias Pollestad, gate number 2 in blue. Casper Henriksson, a race winner first time out as well, the Swedish man. Gate 3 in white, and Anze Grmek looking for points off the outside in the yellow helmet colour. Blodorn on the inside. The inside 2 gates have been working well. They would suggest they are in the box seat. Will we see a change? A bit of water's gone down. There's been some track grading. Let's hope that riders can just move to the outside and utilise a few more racing lines. Here we go then, heat number 5. Star Marshall. He moves away now. Green light comes on. Blodorn's lifted violently, missed it. And Pollestad hasn't. He's charged into the lead. That's a perfect start. Textbook stuff from the Norwegian. He fires himself to the front. Henriksson, the 2 boys who won their first 2 races, they're 1 and 2 here. Blodorn's gone to the back. Inexplicable, that. Can't explain it. Pollestad out in front. Looking good. Henriksson through in the 2nd place. These 2 boys looking good.
Yeah, Pollestad once again with a great start from gate number 2. As you say, inexplicable to see Blodorn at the back. He'd done everything wrong. He lifted immediately from the start. Clutch looked a little bit too fierce for conditions. He let the bike ride up. He's now found a way up the inside there of Grmek. So he still wants this. He's still racing hard, but disappointment for him. Meanwhile, Pollestad out front, looking good. Henriksson just settling in behind him.
Out in front then, with less than a lap to go, is Pollestad. being chased hard by Casper Henriksson, who's really keeping him honest. We're looking at the back, but this is at the front now. And Pollestad has a sneaky look over his shoulder, and he just hangs on. But he remains, importantly, unbeaten. 6 points out of 6. And he's looking good so far. 65.6 seconds for his race-winning time. That's a second slower than Parnitskyi, who we'll see in the very next race. Interesting to reflect on what the Ukrainian can do in heat number 6, but the Norwegian in heat number 5, immaculate stuff. 3 points, unbeaten out of 2 rides here this afternoon. 3 points for him. Casper Henriksson in second place, 2 points, 1 point for Blodorn, hard-charging Blodorn into third place, and Anze Grmek, well, his woes continued. He hasn't scored a point so far this afternoon. This man, I've got to say, is in fine form.
Yeah, Pollestad, gate 2 certainly seems to be the place to be. It's won the last 3 heats, but that was a super start from him. Made absolutely no mistakes. Front wheel over the curb, defending the inside line. It was a nice first turn from Henriksson coming from gate 3. And here we can see the move there from Blodorn. Very determined move from Blodorn as he leaves absolutely no room there for Anze Grmek. As he runs the handlebars down the sponsor's banner coming into turn number 3. Little look behind there. I think it's on the last turn from Pollestad. Nice. Yeah, it was a determined move from Norick Blodorn.
Lovely way to describe a brutal move down the back straight. Fantastic. Heat number 6, and riders are at tapes. And the man we're focusing on, rightly so, is that man. Parnitskyi on the inside, and the red helmet colour for him. Parnitskyi, who was simply outstanding here 12 months ago, has started in fine style. He's on the inside, red helmet colour for the man from Ukraine. Nikita Kaulins, a wild card. Gate number 2 in blue. William Drejer looking for points, needs points. Gates number 3 in white. And Jake Mulford from the UK off the outside in yellow. Another rider desperate for a point or 2 here in heat number 6, but there's some big hitters, particularly that man on the inside gate. Kaulins, a wild card, right alongside him. Gate 2's been working well. Here we go. What a start. Absolutely nails that. Parnitskyi comfortable into the first turn and hugs the inside. Intelligent speedway from the man from the Ukraine. Kaulins into second place. Parnitskyi's already pulling away. That bike working a treat. Look at it go. Absolutely fantastic stuff. That bike is working really well on a slick surface. Drejer struggling for points, trying to sneak up the inside, but Parnitskyi, look, he's cleared off.
Yeah, Drejer's definitely putting pressure there on Kaulins up the inside. He just hasn't got the confidence to look for an outside line. He knows it's not really working well, but you're right about the man out front. Parnitskyi, we heard Andrei Lebedev say he's a fan. Well, I'm a fan. Look at the speed he's got here.
Fantastic.
Absolutely going away from the opposition.
Yeah, he is in a class of 1, his own, here, as he goes into the last lap. Nigh on half a lap in front, half a straight in front, excuse me. Kaulins under a lot of pressure from Drejer. Drejer just keep pegging away. He needs to try something different if he can in this last corner. But Parnitskyi, whoa, just flying along. Pollestad and Parnitskyi unbeaten. Tight for second and third, but Drejer could not force a way through. But Parnitskyi dropping the clutch. Look at that race-winning time. Well over a second faster than the previous race. Just suggests again how well his bike is going. And rider and bike absolutely working it as one. 3 points for Parnitskyi out in front. Kaulins back in second place. 2 points for him. 1 point for William Drejer in third. And Jake Mulford remains pointless from his first 2 rides here this afternoon. And Nazar Parnitskyi, well, he's going along very nicely indeed.
Yeah, Parnitskyi reacts superbly. The bike really does react very, very well from the start. Looks like he's got quite a strong clutch as it leaps off the start line. He keeps it under control, and the thing just pulls all the way to the corner. Very tight, the entire 4 laps there, as we see William Drejer desperately looking for a way up the inside. Didn't change his tact all race. I felt that at one point he needed to make a wider entry into the corner, turn back, look for a longer straight and try and get a bit more speed down these long straights, but he never really changed tact all race.
No, and he needs points. Drejer, just 1 point from 2 rides. The man who lies in second place in the championship from the first round. Disappointing start to round number 2 here in the Bike-a-Niki. Riders coming round for heat number 7. They're making their way. A bit of a Polish shootout here. 3 of them going head-to-head. And Adam Bubba Bednar from the Czech Republic, thrown in for good measure. You can see how those ruts are already beginning to really develop on the start line. Got to be careful. If they get too deep, you can ground out, and that can kill your momentum on the all-important run to the first corner. Tony Mencel, he's on the inside. He's got the red helmet colour. Gate number 2 in blue is Jan Przanowski. Gate number 3 in white is Adam Bednar and Kevin Malkiewicz looking for more points. He's off the outside gate in the yellow helmet colour. The outside gate has proven to be quite a challenge so far. Can he buck the trend here in heat number 7? Or will it be the 2 inside gates? Here we go. It is gate number 2. Brilliant stuff from Przanowski. He fires himself to the front. Mencel coming through in second place, but a great effort actually. Great effort from Malkiewicz around the outside to charge into second place. Now that with that door open, I've got to say, Malkiewicz is looking good. Trying to push on in second place. Again up the inside, trying to get to the front. Przanowski just tempting Malkiewicz to push up the inside. Doing it again here.
Yeah, Bender there just roared into that bottom corner on the outside of Mencel. Just lost a load of ground out to do it. Does it again here. He's making plenty of ground up at the back down the straights, but he just goes wide into the corner, loses ground. But yeah, it's all about that man up front. Przanowski, who's looking pretty good out front. He's being chased down by Malkiewicz, who's the first person to actually make the outside work on the first turn. Did manage just to squeeze down the outside on the back straight, get himself in front of Mencel.
Przanowski then going to move on to 5 points from 2 rides. Good ride. Trusted the speed in the bike. He left the door ajar for his compatriot to try and force his way through. But there's no doubt that Przanowski is chuffed to bits with that. Malkiewicz back in second place. He moves on to 3 points from his first couple of outings here this afternoon. So Przanowski out in front, 3 points for him, 2 points in second place for Kevin Malkiewicz. Tony Mencel back in third, 1 point for him, and Bednar misses out. A Polish 1, 2, 3 in heat number 7. But more importantly, the big 3 points for that man, Przanowski, looking good. And a strong start to round number 2 in the SGP2 World Championship.
Yeah, Przanowski moves himself onto 5 points, as you say, a good start for him. And Malkiewicz here in yellow, he actually makes the outside just about work as he manages to get enough speed to get ahead there of the rider in red, Antoni Mencel, who'd won his first ride. Bubba Bednar was working overtime at the back, generating so much speed down the straights, going in wide, looking for a run around the outside. Track just letting him down, not enough grip out there right now.
Yeah, that's a shame, because if there was, I'm sure that Bubba Bednar might well have been able to force his way into the points, but not to be. So heat number 8 will complete second block of races. Everybody would have had 2 outings. World champion out here off the inside gate. He'll be looking forward to it. And Mikkel Andersen could be a major threat right alongside him. So the lineup for heat number 8 is Wiktor Przyjemski, the world champion, championship leader, gate number 1 in red. Mikkel Andersen out of gate 2 in blue. McDiarmid, the Australian, gate number 3 in white. And Dan Thompson will go from the outside in the yellow helmet colour. It's tough. You really need to be sharp in this first corner, and you need to get the bike hooking up going to the first turn. Otherwise, points are going to be very hard to come by here this afternoon. Here we go. Tapes up. We're racing. Przyjemski's made a lovely start. The bike working beautifully into the first turn. He hugs the inside, no problem. Great first turn from Thompson. Thompson's come through from the outside into second place. Good move from him. Andersen running wide in turns 3 and 4. Winding on. Going to put pressure on Thompson. Can he get up the inside? Not quite. But the world champion out in front, leading the way.
Yeah, well worked first lap that from Mikkel Andersen. Just wasn't able to make it pay. Couldn't find his way past Thompson, who'd made a great first turn. Done everything right from the outside gate. But it's Przyjemski, the man leading the series, defending his title, looking quick out front.
Yeah, Mikkel Andersen searching for a way through, probably a little frustrated, electing to go out wide. Will it work? Getting filled in, squaring the corner on, squaring the corner off. Here he comes. Got to say, that is a nice bit of Speedway. Really intelligent riding for Mikkel Andersen at such a tender age. Gets the better of Thompson, and that's the first proper overtake we've seen so far in heat number 8. Przyjemski wins, moves on to 5. Mikkel Andersen with a smashing ride in second place. 2 points for him. That's the world champion, moving along very smoothly indeed. 2 points in his first ride. And a very cool, calm and collected ride in heat number 8 from that inside gate to pick up the valuable 3 points and moving along sweetly now. 3 points for Przyjemski in heat number 8, 2 points for Mikkel Andersen, stunning ride from him. Dan Thompson, 1 point in third, and Mikkel McDiarmid misses out in heat number 8. 2 riders are unbeaten so far. Parnitskyi and Pollestad moving away out in front on 6 points. Przyjemski on 5. So is Henriksson and Przanowski at this stage. Couple of rides down. 3 more qualifying rides to come.
After 8 heats, 6 points. Mathias,
so there's the position after everybody's had a couple of rides. Got to say, Mikkel Andersen then that was pretty good the way he worked that out.
Yeah, I mentioned on the end of the first lap that he'd really put in a decent first lap, and I thought that was going to pay off for him, but he had to be patient, had to wait till the third lap, but it was a really, really well-worked move. And we get a chance to see it again here as Przyjemski's the man on the inside, makes a decent start. And Mikkel Andersen almost got off the bike there as he went to cut back a little bit too early. But this is a really nice move for him. Goes in wide on the outside of Thompson, turns the bike nice and smoothly, generates plenty of speed, gets his wheels in line early. He's got the bike driving for longer and a lot quicker as they come down the straight to start the third lap coming into turn 1. It was a really nice, well thought out move.
Yeah, lovely ride, but there's no question the professionalism of Przyjemski was superb. Marcelina working hard for us down in the pit. She's catching up with plenty of riders here this afternoon. So Marcelina is going to be joined by the unbeaten man so far, Mathias Pollestad.
Mathias Pollestad next to me. So far, one of 2 unbeaten riders here in Riga. But let's start from the beginning and the journey to Riga. We all remember last year and how your van broke down. You had to borrow the equipment from Vilasnagel. I hope no troubles this time.
Not this time, but luckily on Wednesday I had a meeting in Eskilstuna, and after meeting, to be sure something not happened, we drove 5 minutes from boat, and so I was 100% something wouldn't happen this time.
Luckily you got here with no troubles, but there is something going on around you, definitely. Very fast bikes, excellent starts for you. How do you find yourself on this track this night?
I feel okay. First heat I struggled a little bit to keep the speed for 4 laps, but second heat I think it was better, and now I will try to change a little bit more and hopefully have better speed on distance, and yeah.
So far it looks very, very good. Obviously Rune Holta in your corner, he's a legend when it comes to Norwegian and Polish Speedway as well. What was the best advice you've ever received from him? If you can remember of anything.
Finish first.
That's the best advice. Thank you so much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, pretty simple. Finish first.
Keep it simple.
Yeah, keep it simple. Don't overthink it. Absolutely right. And he's got his evening off to a terrific start here in the Parnitskyi in Riga for round number 2 of the SGP2 World Championship by winning his first 2. He is unbeaten so far. So more reaction now with Mikkel Andersen. I think he's going to be joining Marcelina. Not quite ready. As we have a look at the rallycross track just behind the Speedway pits. It's a motorsport venue, the Parnitskyi. So Marcelina is with Mikkel Andersen now.
I'm joined by Mikkel Andersen, who's still waiting for his first race win here in Riga. We remember 2024, that was your best round in SGP2. So, what's the struggle?
I don't know, the track is so slick at the moment, so you only have to make the start, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, I'm missing the start a bit, but yeah, I had gate 4 in the first one, which is tough when there's no dirt to chase, but that's definitely not an excuse, so I just need to find the setup to win the starts and, yeah, ride fast.
You were starting both from inside gate number 2 and the 4th gate, as you mentioned. Is it a big difference between the gating?
Yeah, a little bit, because in front of, like, to the first corner on gate 4 is where you ride up the straight, so that's a bit more slick than the other one, so it's a bit different to find what you want.
Okay, still we are waiting for some real racing here, for some overtaking as well. Do you think this track can develop during the night?
Yeah, I hope so, because yeah, the track is a bit sketchy sometimes, can be, as last year, but this year it's smooth, so hopefully they can make some lines in the track when they do the track grade, so we can have some fun and play around with.
Last question, obviously, Nikita Kaulins is here also, supporting young riders from Denmark, and he also joined your box, talked to your father. Could you share with us what you were discussing?
Yeah, that's a bit about the setup, what to do and up and down, and what happens if we do this and if we do that. So yeah, just good with the tips and tricks, so that's nice.
That's always important. Thank you so much, Mikkel. Good luck.
Thank you.
Mikkel Andersen going along reasonably well at this stage. He's picked up 4 points. Far from disastrous. The inside 2 gates totally dominant so far. 4 wins apiece for gates 1 and 2. Nothing out of gate 3 and 4. And that is a bit of a surprise, but I sense that is very much a reflection of how the track has been prepared. We have seen when riders have won from gate number 4, there's been some dirt on the outside that they can get the back tyre in and really roar around there. Conservative track. No question about it, because of the rain that was creating quite a significant problem leading up to this evening's event. So the next 4 races, we've got the 2 Brits going head-to-head with Pollestad, the unbeaten man, in heat number 9. Heat number 10, we see Henriksson, Przanowski was the winner last time, both on 5 points, going along nicely. Mikkel Andersen, who we just heard from, he's on 4 points in heat number 11 off the inside gate this time. Parnitskyi is the danger man for him. And heat number 12, we've got the world champion on 5 points out of gate number 2 with Kaulins, Nikita Kaulins, the wild card, going along pretty nicely with 4 points so far from his first 2 rides. A little bit more track prep. Andrei Lebedevs will be looking to delight the home fans tomorrow. It'll be a full house, of course. The fans really do support the Riga Latvian Grand Prix. Artjoms is often in support of the youngsters on under 21 duty. Good to see.
Yeah.
And what a battle he's going to be in for this world champion, this career-defining world championship, if he manages to do it, equaling 6th world title with Tony Ricardson, and of course the man who's no longer with us is Ivan Major. It is quite a moment in history, isn't it, if he does go on to do it?
Yeah, of course, yeah. And why wouldn't he? But it's as close as it's been for several seasons, and Brady Kurtz is certainly taking it to him.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to have to win it, Brady Kurtz, because there's no way that Smarslik, I don't see him slipping up. He certainly isn't going to give it to him.
No.
So it's going to be an interesting last 3 rounds ahead of us.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Looking forward to the remainder of this evening as it really builds up. Heat number 9 is with us very shortly. Riders are prepared. Rennie Deddings is our race director for SGP2 and SGP3. New to the job, he's a young German rider, recently retired from the sport. Very keen, very enthusiastic. Good to see him in the new role.
That's a test coming up for our meeting leaders, the 2 unbeaten riders, Pollestad, Parnitskyi. They've got to come off outside gates now. They've both been off the inside gates so far, so let's see if one or both can keep that run going.
That's a very good point. We'll see if the outside gates are just too much of a hurdle to overcome, or will the form riders so far, who have had the inside gates in their first 2 rides, be able to maintain their unbeaten record so far. They are looking good. Parnitskyi, Pollestad, unbeaten, 6 out of 6 so far. World champion lurking in 3rd place on 5.
Never far away.
Never far away. Riders on their way round to the tapes for heat number 9. 2 British riders on the inside 2 gates. Can they utilise that? Mulford will be very keen to do so. He hasn't scored so far, but hasn't had a great draw, I must say. He's had the outside gates in his first 2 rides. Needs to take advantage. Got to do it at this level. That inside gate has worked reasonably well, and gate number 2 certainly has. So a bit of gardening, a bit of water's gone down with the track grading. They use the steel shoe on their left boot. That just gives them a little bit more opportunity to pack the dirt in. Mulford's on the inside in the red helmet colour. Gate number 2 in blue is Dan Thompson. Gate 3 in white is Mathias Pollestad, unbeaten. And I tell you what, Tony Mencel's not doing too badly either.
No.
He's going along with a win on the 3rd place so far, and he's on the outside gate. So the guys that are in form, they're on gates 3 and 4. 2 lads that are struggling for points on gates 1 and 2. Interesting to see if it flips around here in heat number 9.
Yeah, if it does, it will say it's virtually impossible to come off the outside gates, because you have to say that from the inside gates, Pollestad and Parnitskyi have been really, really good.
They have indeed. So here we go. Engines beginning to wind up with the green light comes on, tapes are up, and we're roaring into the first turn. It's Thompson. Thompson gets out of gate number 2. Look at this stuff from around the outside for Mencel. That is a fine effort. Brilliant stuff from Tony Mencel to get himself to the front from the outside. First man to hustle their bike and gets the better of Thompson. Thompson probably won't quite believe it. He must have felt that he was going to hit the front down the back straight, but Mencel has other ideas. He's out in front. Thompson back in 2nd place. Pollestad dropping points potentially for the first time this evening, back in 3rd.
Yeah, the previously unbeaten Pollestad from gate 3, which is the worst gate as far as points are concerned, has just shown that now, struggling down there in 3rd place. You're absolutely right, though. I thought Dan Thompson had got this one sewn up around the first turn, but Mencel really determined as he just found a little bit of extra grip. The track has been graded, plenty of water gone down, possibly why Thompson on the inside wasn't able to find that traction.
Just experimenting a little bit by moving wide, but Tony Mencel, fabulous ride from him. Really did work a bit of magic round that first turn, and he picks up a nice win in heat number 9. Mencel, that's his 2nd race win of the evening. Moving along sweetly now on to 7 points. Polish riders really beginning to make their presence felt here. Under 21 Speedway, they are very successful indeed. Polish fans in attendance, they're loving what they're seeing. And a smashing move in the first turn from Antoni Mencel, 3 points for him. Dan Thompson back in 2nd place, 2 points. Mathias Pollestad drops a couple of points in heat number 9, 1 point for the Norwegian rider, and Jake Mulford remains pointless. Disappointing evening for him. But Mencel, I tell you what, that was impressive stuff in this first corner.
Yeah, first race win from one of the outside gates, and he doesn't make the start, but he makes a good enough one just to ride there on the right-hand shoulder of Dan Thompson. Just keeps turning the bike enough to make Dan think, got to get off the throttle here. He's laying it down on top of me. And it really was a super first turn for him. Didn't go any further than he absolutely needed to go. And with the previously unbeaten rider there coming from gate 3, Pollestad, not able to make it, I thought, yeah, that's answered the question, but Mencel's just reversed that by coming from gate 4, making a really good first turn.
Did look like there was a little bit more grip on the outside, a bit of water on. Interesting to keep an eye on that in the next 2 or 3 races to see if it really evolves and enables riders to utilise it. Outside gates to come for Mencel, he needed that. An encouraging performance from him so far in round number 2 of the SGP2 World Speedway Championship. Riders are at tapes for heat number 10. McDiarmid, the Australian, is on the inside in the red helmet colour. Casper Henriksson having a good evening. Gate number 2 in blue. Jan Przanowski, he's having a good night as well. Gate 3 in white. Gate 4 in yellow is William Drejer. Now he's changed his bike here, hasn't had a great night so far. Here we go. Revs are up. Tell you what, they're valve bouncing there, or the rev limiters are being hit. Gate number 3, look at that. It's all changed, isn't it? Yeah. All changed. Can you believe it? What a stuff that is. Gate number 3, Przanowski absolutely powers to the front. McDiarmid into 2nd place. Who's that coming into the picture? Drejer on his 2nd bike, now switching back to the inside. It's going to be very tight indeed. Yeah, it was very tight, probably too tight, and the rider has slipped off. Looked like Henriksson may have just bit the dust going into the first corner for the first time. The sort of moment we have seen here previously in the Bike-Niki.
It's a difficult one. He got unsettled for sure, but I'm not sure there was any contact. We will need to see it again.
Well, he kind of cut away from it at the vital moment, which was a shame. We didn't really see exactly.
I think he just straightened the bike up and then bailed out, but we will need to see see it again. But Przanowski will be frustrated with that. Once won the race from gate 3, he was the man out front, so that'll be frustrating for him.
Crowd has come in here this evening. That's really good to see. Not always the case with the under-21 rounds, but the Parnitskyi, they have come out on a Friday evening to support the youngsters. Right, they're just up against the fence. I'll tell you what, they put a fair bit of water on there. Look at that bike. That is pretty wet and mucky.
You know, I wonder if they'd put some water down on the inside gates and not the outside, because it's strange how things have suddenly swapped around.
It was like a switch being flicked, wasn't it? Like, certainly nothing from the outside gates, and then 9 and 10, woohoo, all change. I think he's okay. Let's have a look. Let's have a look, see what happened.
Yeah, you can see the rider in yellow there. Dreyer's made a long straight. He hasn't touched him. Pretty certain that Henriksson's just decided I have to straighten the bike. Oh, minimal contact. There was some contact. Unfortunately.
Well, our referee is Alexander Letosinski from Ukraine.
Leg's gone. Yeah, handlebar's gone. Yeah, didn't see that from the outside.
What do you reckon? Drejer? No, it's not Drejer. It looks like Henriksson.
It looks like Henriksson, but I've got to say there was enough contact there to say that was William Dreyer's fault. I'm surprised at
that could have gone the other way, really. It could easily have gone the other way.
Seeing it from the outside, I would have said it was right, but then when we saw the replays from the inside, which the referee will have also seen, I would have gone the other way. I would have said,
I tell you what, if I was Henriksson, I'd be frustrated with that decision, no question about it. It quite possibly hasn't gone the right way, but that's the way the referee has seen it, and his word is final in these situations. He won't change his mind.
No, best for Henriksson not to look at the monitor and see that. Even more frustrated, won't he?
Yeah, he will. So work to be done now for Casper Henriksson, who had started this evening off in fine style, actually. He had 5 points to his name. He's not going to add to it now. He's thrown out of heat number 10. He's going to have to be honest, that really is quite a blow with this system, because with 5 points after 2 rides, he had a chance of going straight through to the final. Now, all of a sudden, dropping 3 points here, much more difficult to do so. It's wet out there, look. And just see, right out by the fence, that was pretty slippery. And Casper Henriksson just trudges his way back to the pit area, where he'll have to be patient now. We won't see him until heat number 15, where he'll need to get back to winning ways. He's got gate number 4 in heat number 15. Riders are just lurking by the pit gate, and Rennie Deddings will be the one in charge at this moment, just allowing the Swedish man to come off. I wonder what the referee saw there, because there's no doubt that Drejer collects his leg as he goes through.
And handlebar. It looks like he just touched the handlebar too, which is the most important thing for me. Once your handlebar makes contact with the lifting handle and mudguard, you're in trouble. So I think it's a mistake. Easy one to make at the time, for sure. But having had the replays, should have made the right decision there. Looks like Henriksson's gone to have a chat.
Yeah, but it's not going to change. It's not going to
change anything.
No.
I mean, from that angle, I would say Henriksson's just straightened the bike up and then decided to bail out. But when you see it here, there's the leg and then there's the handlebar.
Well, he's
definitely got a good point to make, but I don't think the referee will be listening.
I'll be amazed if any changes are made. Let's hope there's communication. Well, let's hope that the referee picks the phone up. There's communication. You can chat to him now. Well, you and I have been around a long time, Chris. I haven't seen a referee change his mind once he's made the call. It would be very surprising if this was any different here. You do feel for Henriksson that he has a case, and he's making it now, which you can understand the frustration as he's trudged off the track. But William Drejer may be a little fortunate, but the man who is in second place, the Danish rider Drejer, will need to take full advantage, because he hasn't had a particularly good start with 1 point from 2 rides. And Drejer will need to pick up a race win here if he can from gate number 4 and heat number 10. Just 3 riders, of course, in the rerun.
Yeah, the telephone conversation with the referee is a process, isn't it? You can vent your frustration on him, but you know when you go to the phone that you're not going to get anywhere other than an explanation, and I'm not really sure how he could have explained that one.
Yeah. Well, the only thing that it can get worse if you start getting a little bit too animated. You can actually break the phone, or you can be fined as a consequence of what you actually say to the referee.
Really, Calvin?
Yes, yes. Once or twice been in those situations. But now, right, here we go. Riders making their way back round for the restaging of heat number 10, the restart. Just the 3 of them. No Casper Henriksson this time. Very frustrated Swedish rider who had made a good start to round number 2, but is up against it now. He will not be scoring points this time around. McDiarmid makes his way forward to the inside gate in the red helmet colour. Yeah, there he is. He's at gate number 1 in red. No rider in gate 2 in blue. Przanowski comes out of gate 3 in white. And William Drejer, the man with a bit of controversy around him, gate number 4. He does need points. Only got 1 so far. Let's go. Tapes are up. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. McDiarmid all over the place in the first turn. Got to say, smashing stuff from Przanowski. He hits the front.
Interesting to see William Drejer back out of that one.
William Drejer not quite as confident going into turn number 3 as he was in the initial staging of this. But Drejer now. Drejer around the outside, beginning to work it nicely up the inside. Swedish in line. Oh, he's coming on strong. Przanowski having to move out of the way because William Drejer on his spare bike has charged to the front. That's more like it for the man who lies in second place. Needed it, just 1 point to his name prior to this race. Heat number 10, latter stages on lap number 3 looking good.
Yeah, William Drejer, so much more speed in this bike, riding with so much confidence. Almost did it on the opening lap as they went down the back straight and decided he'd got away with it once. He couldn't push his luck anymore, but he soon realised the very next lap that he'd got the speed there to chase straight through.
Drejer out in front, he wins for the first time this evening. And he gets round number 2 right back on track. A vital ride. And he comes through, pouring some more salt into Casper Henriksson's wound, that's for sure. Casper Henriksson will be back in the changing room saying, what on earth have I done to deserve that? 3 points for Drejer, what a ride. Przanowski back in second place, 2 points. 1 point for the Australian Mitchell McDiarmid. Casper Henriksson thrown out of heat number 10 in the initial staging of it. But Drejer, he took full advantage of the restart.
Well, sometimes, Kelvin, you need a bit of good fortune, and William Drejer may have just had that in heat number 10. He doesn't make the best start. McDiarmid's just lifted all the way to the corner, working overtime just to get there. And William Drejer backs out of that one. Przanowski there sees him coming second time around, realises he can hear him on the inside, he can hear the engine note hasn't dropped, he knows the throttle's still wide open, and quite wisely gets out of the way, straightens the bike up a little bit. Great ride that from William Drejer, moves himself onto 4 points.
Yep, encouraging ride from Drejer, who had a terrific opening round, of course, picking up 18 World Championship points. Just a couple of points behind the world champion, Wiktor Przyjemski. Riders up for tapes for heat number 11. Interesting lineup. Mikkel Andersen out. Parnitskyi, an unbeaten rider so far. 6 points to his name. Here we go. Mikkel Andersen on the inside in the red helmet colour. Anze Grmek looking for some points. Gate number 2 in blue. Kevin Malkiewicz. Gate 3 in white, and Nazar Parnitskyi, who's been red hot so far this evening, super fast, goes from the outside gate. Looks like the track's just beginning to develop a little bit around the outside. Might just have come to Parnitskyi at the right time, the outside gate. Heat number 11, the man who won last year. Yellow helmet colour, green light is on, tapes are up, and we're charging into the first turn, and that bike absolutely jet propelled round the outside. Mikkel Andersen, can he resist the move from Parnitskyi? No chance. Oh, what's gone on? What's gone on?
Stopped, Kelvin.
Why is the initial question. Not quite sure why.
Well, firstly, because the red lights have come on.
Well, thank you for that, but there's no doubt I didn't see a lot wrong.
I didn't see any movement at the start, got to say.
Well, we'll wait and see. I'm not quite sure. A little confused why the red lights have come on. It might be something. Did somebody jump the start? No. So
Clearly nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Oh, you could argue Parnitskyi, but I mean,
wow,
really? I mean, that was difficult to spot. He gained no advantage from that. We are hearing that it is Parnitskyi on the outside that gets a warning. That movement was absolutely minimal.
Well, I tell you what, I'm a bit blown away by that, but Parnitskyi may have moved 0.5 millimetre, but there's no question that the red lights have come on, and a warning for Nazar Parnitskyi. I don't know if I've got one that thin, but Nazar Parnitskyi has been given a warning for moving at the start, and that's why the red lights came on, and we will do it all again. So the man who is unbeaten so far, if he does that again, he will be excluded. So he will have to remain steady on the start. Look at those ruts on the start. Really does dig out.
How deep they're going to be tomorrow.
Crikey, yeah. Yeah, that will present a challenge to the track curator here to repair them after this evening's Grand Prix. Mikkel Andersen making his way back round for the restart of heat number 11. Andersen, who hasn't made a start so far, was a nice ride in slick conditions. Well, yeah, rode really nicely indeed. So the restaging is Andersen on the inside, Anze Grmek, Kevin Malkiewicz, and off the outside is Parnitskyi. Here we go then. Restart. Oh, what's gone on now? More of a delay. Not quite sure what riders are looking for, but an issue. They were looking forward towards the first corner.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I can only assume he didn't get round in time. We're hearing that Grmek has been disqualified. I can only assume that that was the 90 seconds.
Wow, that's a surprise as well. Looked like he was ready to go. Wow. Well, I'm a little confused.
No. Another delay.
Well, we are hearing it confirmed that he had run out of 90 seconds, and as a consequence we will have a track reserve. So even though he was slightly late by probably a second or two, we've now got to wait for another rider to come round. I mean, crikey, that does seem rather harsh.
Yeah, referee definitely sticking to the letter of the law.
Wow.
Not always a bad thing, but seems to have been rather fine margin these last couple of
Well, I would guarantee you nobody would have been complaining if that race had got underway. But there we are. Anze Grmek, it's an evening to forget for him. And he arrived at the tapes just a fraction of a second too late. He is excluded, and we will see Damirs Filimonovs coming out. Filimonovs will come out here, the 16-year-old from Latvia. But Anze Grmek quite clearly frustrated with that decision, and just wants a moment of peace away from the action, just to take a few deep breaths. Right, riders back at the tapes. Third time of asking. Andersen, Filimonovs. Gate number 3 in white is Kevin Malkiewicz, and Nazar Parnitskyi will go from the outside in the yellow helmet colour. There's a lineup for you. A warning for Parnitskyi, who probably, I don't know, maybe he burps. Maybe he had a burp. Anyway, here we go. Heat number 11. Finally. Tapes are up. We're charging to the first turn. Andersen is just about there, trying to push Parnitskyi, but Parnitskyi makes a lovely roar around the outside, and the man who's unbeaten, winner here, of course, in 2024. Looking good. His race-winning times have been electric. Andersen giving chase in second place, and he's looking good. Malkiewicz back in third, but Parnitskyi, there's no touching him here in the Parnitskyi.
A good first turn for Parnitskyi. It was difficult decisions for Andersen to make in the first turn, because he knew if he ran too wide, he could enable a cutback for Parnitskyi coming off the outside gate.
Right.
And everything working a treat for Parnitskyi, just edge of the dirt stuff. Mikkel Andersen, he did make one big attempt, a little bit wider in the dirt, but of course we saw him have that big crash in the final last year, didn't we?
We did indeed. He's got a rock-solid second place to the young Danish rider, but Parnitskyi looking really accomplished here in Riga, round number 2. And Nazar Parnitskyi, a terrific ride in heat number 11. 3 rides, 3 wins from the man from Ukraine. Delights his supporters, and rightly so. Going along very smoothly indeed. Lying in 4th place in the World Championship after the first round, and has started in strong and impressive style here this evening. The winner, Parnitskyi, 3 points for him. Mikkel Andersen back in 2nd place, 2 points. Kevin Malkiewicz, 1 point in 3rd, and the reserve replacement, Filimonovs, misses out in heat number 11. Parnitskyi looking nice. Unbeatable. The speed he's got is terrific.
Yeah, we know that Parnitskyi likes this track, and Mikkel Andersen makes a really good start there, but he just goes mid-track. If he really wanted to stop the run from Parnitskyi, he's going to have to get those O-bales out, and either that or just ride him right around the inside and hope he can find some traction off the corner. Kind of almost does neither and rides around the middle of the track, and that allows Parnitskyi there. Look at that brave riding from him. He's got all of the weight on the bike. He's got that right foot out of the foot peg. And really, really nice first turn. Determined riding. Yeah. Parnitskyi really is riding nicely today.
Looking really good. There isn't very much of him when you talk about weight. I mean, he is a featherweight, but rightly picking up lots of drive on these slick conditions. Going along very smoothly indeed. Now, heat number 12. Complete the 3rd block of races. And once again, Parnitskyi really bringing it to the world champion, who we'll see here. Line up for you for heat number 12. Blodorn has changed his bike. Gate number 1 in red. Gate 2 in blue is Wiktor Przyjemski. Nikita Kaulins, the wildcard, gate 3 in white. And Adam Bubba Bednar will go from the outside in the yellow helmet colour here. Przyjemski on 5 points. Very accomplished last time. No panic. Building up nicely. Can he produce the goods from gate number 2? Here we go. We're racing. Got to say, Blodorn's made a nice start. He hits the front end of the first turn. Przyjemski following him through, up the inside. Kind of come through, can't quite get there. Blodorn keeps the door well and truly shut. Bubba Bednar back in 3rd, but for how long? Because Kaulins is moving in there. Here we go. This is a bit of a tear-up out in front. Przyjemski back in 2nd place. Blodorn having to work very hard.
I tell you what, Przyjemski's going to have to look out for Bubba Bednar as well. All action, man. Really, really is backing it into the corners, carrying so much speed down the straights. There's more speed than anybody here tonight. Just can't make it pay in the turns, but if he can come back at the right time, like right now, if he doesn't back out of this, he's through.
What a move from Bednar. He passes the world champion. It's paid off. It didn't pay off in the previous attempt, but this time in heat number 12, stunning ride from the man from the Czech Republic. Blodorn finally giving his act together out in front, and Przyjemski under a bit of pressure in heat number 12. He's going to drop a couple of points. Blodorn, stunning ride from him. Bubba Bednar with an eye-catching ride back in 2nd place. And Wiktor Przyjemski drops a couple of points. Possibly could cost him the route straight to the final. The LCQ beckons for the world champion. Could this be an upset on the cards here tonight? Blodorn 3 points out in front, 2 points for Bednar. What a ride. Getting the better of Przyjemski back in 3rd place, 1 point for him, and Kaulins, the wild card, misses out in a tremendously dramatic heat number 12. Parnitskyi leads the way comfortably on 9 points, 7 for Mencel, Pollestad on 7, Przanowski likewise on 7 as well. It's all building up very nicely now. Well, I didn't see that coming in heat number 12, Chris. Przyjemski just being out-battled by Bubba Bednar, and Blodorn sharp away from the tapes.
Yeah, has heat number 12 just blown this championship wide open.
Yeah.
Because the series leader was beaten up there. Bubba Bednar goes straight to the outside, straight away. First turn, think, can I make this work? And he sticks at it. He rides into the corners so much quicker, leaves himself well and truly exposed initially there on the opening lap, but he just sticks to the same game plan. Then he makes the perfect cutback. comes up the inside there, and well, Przyjemski just had. I don't think he actually knew he was coming because he didn't even attempt to stop him, but it would have been a dodgy move to have made because he was coming through like a steam train. But we did see the real Norick Blodorn there in that one, which was nice to see.
Okay, reaction with Marcelina. Casper Henriksson's with her now.
That's right. Casper Henriksson is here with me. First of all, how are you feeling? You crashed today in Riga, so first things first, is it everything okay?
Yeah, of course everything is okay. Just landed on my butt a little bit, but otherwise it's okay. Just sad that I got excluded in that hit.
I know you're frustrated and it's not what you hoped for in your third race. You called the referee as well. How did you explain that situation to him?
No, I was just wondering because the guy behind me hit my leg, and you know the left leg is usually when you balance into a corner, and when he hit it I got out of shape because I didn't have any balance into a corner, but he said that I should go outside instead, and I said why, because the fastest line was on the inside, but he said not so strange decision from him, so yeah, it is what it is.
So you have to focus on what's positive, and there is a lot of positive from your first two starts. Race win and a vital points from the worst gate number 3. So far so good, and we can still have, you still have 2 rides to go, and you can keep that momentum.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you just have to think positive and you know, look forward and take another heat. So I'm gonna, how do you say it? Not remember this following heat. So yeah.
Obviously, one thing about this track in Riga, because as I remember correctly, last year here it was your best performance in SGP2. Is it anything special about this track you like the most?
I'm a guy that really likes the small tracks, the technical tracks. So and this is a small and technical track, so I have advantage by that.
Obviously, keep your head up. Thank you so much and good luck.
Thank you.
Good to hear from Casper Henriksson. Bit of a change on the gate success. 5 wins, 4 wins from gate 2, 5 wins from the inside gate, nothing out of gate number 3 at this stage, and 3 wins now from gate number 4. Let's have a look at the points scored. Oh yeah, 24 points from the inside, 20 from gate 2, 9 just from gate number 3, and 19 from gate number 4. So that's beginning to work, and it's beginning to level itself out a touch now after everybody has had 3 rides here this evening. Track grading going on. Everybody's got a couple of rides to come. So heat 13 is next. Nazar Parnitskyi is out. He's the only rider that's rider that is unbeaten so far. So William Drejer is Marcelina now.
That's right. We've heard from Casper Henriksson before, and now we're going to hear from William Drejer about that situation in hit number 10. How did it look from your perspective?
I felt like he was laying the bike a bit on me, and I was just trying to keep myself inside. And yeah, I think it's a good decision from the referee.
Obviously, you weren't excluded. You could continue, but obviously we saw the situation as well. 3 points on your account. You decided to change the bike, and there is a big difference.
Yeah, I don't know what to say, but the bike doesn't feel good. It didn't feel pushing, so we decided to change, and now it's only the starts we work for.
And you're going to keep that bike for the next 2 starts, I believe?
I think yes.
So how about this track? Tell us a bit more, because I'm asking all the riders about their feelings. Last year wasn't maybe very successful for you here in Riga, but so far you have equal points like the last year in the whole round.
Yeah, last year was a down period for me at that time where the GP was, so I'm happy now and just enjoy racing, and yeah.
So enjoy your racing then. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
jāizdara, lai tiktu diskvalificēts. Tātad viens līderis mums ir pagājušā gada Rīgas posma.
That's the highlights of the action we've seen so far here this evening in Riga in round number 2. Next 4 races coming up for you. Heat number 13, we see the man who's unbeaten so far is Nazar Parnitskyi up against Pollestad. Big battle, that one. William Drejer, who we just heard from, out in heat number 14 with Blodorn. Andersen going along pretty well, and so is Mencel. Heat number 15, we'll see Malkiewicz and Casper Henriksson looking to bounce back after being excluded. And heat number 16, we'll see Przyjemski on 6 points with Przanowski, the 2 Poles battling head-to-head in number 16. The best he can do, the world champion, is 12 by winning his last 2, but he's got to race Parnitskyi, which will be later on. Heat number 20, they meet each other, so a big clash there. So as you rightly say, Chris, is the SGP2 World Championship been blown wide open? Pressure on, Parnitskyi applying it big time. He's 9 out of 9, 3 races and 3 wins from the man from Ukraine. Brilliant riding from Nazar Parnitskyi.
Yeah, it's been great, and he only trails Parnitskyi by 6 points after the opening round.
No rider to win from gate number 3. Guess what? Parnitskyi is in this race in gate number 3. Can he buck the system? Can he buck that trend by doing something pretty special? If somebody's going to do it, I suggest it will be him, because he has been jet propelled. His race winning time of 64.1 is outstanding. It's over a second or 9/10 quicker than anything else. Bednar's on the inside in red. He's got a warning. McDiarmid has changed his bike. Gate number 2 in blue. Parnitskyi's got a warning as well. Feels like they're at school today. Gate 3 in white, and Mathias Pollestad, who hasn't got a warning or hasn't changed his bike either, he's on the outside in the yellow helmet colour. Big clash, 7 points for Pollestad, going along pretty nicely. Parnitskyi looking like he's nigh on unbeaten. Even if he misses a start, I think he could find a way through to the front. He is jet propelled tonight.
Yeah, let's just throw Bubba Bednar into the mix as well.
Yeah, he was impressive last time.
It's been the most exciting so far.
Yeah, I love the way he charges into the corner. Here we go then, heat number 13. Tapes are up, Bednar makes a good reaction. But look at that out of gate 3. Parnitskyi nearly gets there, electing to go wide because Bubba Bednar's there. Comes McDiarmid, tight coming down the back straight. Parnitskyi just about there, it's very close indeed. All sorts of drama with Pollestad then forcing his way into the action as well. But Bednar riding out of his skin now. He hits the front, Parnitskyi round the inside. Here we go, Chris, we've got a tear up on now.
Yeah, we've got a race on here. The track's fresh from the grey. Nobody really knows where. The track's working well. Parnitskyi there moving wide, lost a little bit of ground there on Bubba Bednar. I've got to say, Bednar's impressed me tonight. He hasn't scored the most points, but he's racing hard, and he's taking full advantage of the inside gate there. And this is an absolute disaster for Mathias Pollestad at the back. McDiarmid really holding his ground on that opening lap.
Into the last lap, Bednar looking really good. Hasn't had a great start, as you say. His efforts have deserved more points. Pollestad's out the back. But Bubba Bednar from the Czech Republic, riding superbly well, really turning on the style here in heat number 13. Special ride from the young man. Pollestad out of the points, big blow for him. He remains on 7 points. No disaster for Parnitskyi. Still going along actually very smoothly indeed. Moves into double figures now. He's on to 11, but Bubba Bednar absolutely chuffed to bits with that, and rightly so. Big race that, heat number 13, and he comes through in flying colours. Adam Bednar, 3 points for him. What a ride. Parnitskyi back in second place, 2 points. Third place for Mikkel McDiarmid, the Australian, 1 point for him. And Mathias Pollestad misses out in heat number 13. Bit of a tear up. Bednar, though, had all the answers inside gate. Parnitskyi couldn't quite get there. A little bit greasy on the outside. What a moment to strike.
Yeah, Adam Bubba Bednar's joined the party here, moves on to 6 points. I've got to say, initially I thought that Parnitskyi had done enough from gate 3. Bike was working nicely on the way to the corner, and then Bednar just pulled it into the corner, just got it working on the way there. And we can see here it gets so tight.
Yeah.
Mikkel McDiarmid has to get off the throttle to miss the back of Parnitskyi, and then Pollestad roars through. But got to say, Mikkel McDiarmid rode nicely there, held his ground, settled down in third place. It was all about these 2 guys out front though, and Parnitskyi, as you rightly say, had no answer for that man, Bubba Bednar.
Bubba Bednar, that bike is working a dream. And that eye-catching suit,
well
all of a sudden he's beginning to actually live up to the suit. He really is. He's going along very nicely indeed. Gate 3 to come. Not great, because nobody's won from there yet. But He's in good form and he's riding really well this evening. He's looking for an LCQ here tonight. Heat number 14. We'll see Willem Drejer again, and Drejer looking to build on his race win last time. He's on the inside gate, the Danish rider, red helmet colour. Gate number 2 in blue is Norick Blodorn, won his last ride. Mikkel Andersen going along solidly tonight. 3 second places for him, 6 points. Gate 3 in white, and Mencel 7 points off the outside. This is a good-looking lineup, you know. All these riders are beginning to really get going. Heat number 14, and we're charging into the first corner. Who's made it? Blodorn. Blodorn really has got it all together now. That's much better from him. This is what we expect. He's looking good. Andersen on the outside. He comes charging into second place. Drejer pushing his compatriot really hard. He's in third, and Mencel out the back with the German. Out of gate number 2, Blodorn. One last time out, Chris. Looking good here.
Yeah, I don't know what's woken him up, but this is the Norick Blodorn that we're used to seeing, certainly riding for Bellevue in the UK. Out there winning races, looking comfortable too. And it's a little bit of a battle of the Danes for second and third as Drejer keeps making ground up, just sneaking around the inside there. Mikkel Andersen, then Andersen's got the speed down the straights. Very little between these two.
Andersen now electing to go tight. Now Drejer in the middle of the track. He's running out of time. Instead of Mencel was all out of shape as they came into the last lap. Super ride for Blodorn, all over the place. Drejer now coming up the inside. Mikkel Andersen trying to replay the compliment, but it's a super ride from Drejer. You're right, Chris. Smashing ride from Drejer out of nothing. Doubles his point score there. It was looking like third place. Charged through into second place. Blodorn goes back to back. This Grand Prix is very different now. 1 point from 2 rides. The next 2 rides unbeaten. 7 points. LCQ on the card for the German. Keeps making starts like that. Could be a finalist tonight. 3 points for Norick Blodorn. William Drejer with a hard charge in second place, 2 points. Mikkel Andersen relegated back to third, 1 point. And Tony Mencel misses out in a very competitive heat number 14. And Norick Blodorn, as you rightly say, all of a sudden the penny's dropped.
Yeah, well, you used the word inexplicable earlier.
Yeah.
And it has been from the first round and his opening ride here, but he's won his last 2 races and looked really, really good. Once he's hit the front, he's looked settled, bike working nicely, but this one all about the battle of the Danes in second and third, with William Drejer eventually finding a way past Mikkel Andersen. Took him all 4 laps to work it out. Yeah. And once he did, just snuck around the inside, stuck to it. I thought here that Mikkel Andersen would have to run around the dirt line, but it has moved quite wide. And he wasn't able to get his wheels in line quick enough to dart back up the inside across the line. But Norick Blodorn, much better from him.
Big improvement from Norick Blodorn. Moves on to 7 points, going along quite nicely now. Heat number 15, riders are at tapes. We'll see Casper Henriksson, who was clearly very frustrated with his exclusion in his third ride, looking to bounce back here. It's getting really tight, you know. A lot of riders on 7 points here.
It's tight for the top and the LCQ.
Exactly, it's really competitive stuff. Riders are dropping points. Topsy-turvy night. Dan Thompson's on the inside in the red helmet colour. Gate number 2 in blue is Kevin Malkiewicz. Nikita Kaulins, 4 points for him. Gate number 3 in white. And Casper Henriksson, 5 points at this stage for the Swedish rider from the outside. He described this track as a small technical track. I'll agree with half of that. It is technical, but it isn't that small. Here we go. Here we go. Tell you what, Kaulins has made a really good start from gate 3, but Thompson's there. Thompson on the inside, the British rider, fires himself to the front. Here comes Nikita Kaulins down the back straight. Casper Henriksson blocked out by Kevin Malkiewicz. No room at the end there for Henriksson from gate number 4. Dan Thompson away out in front. Kaulins possibly a bit of a handbrake on the race. So Thompson, bit of breathing space, but now Malkiewicz round the outside into third.
Yeah, this is a disaster for Henriksson after having unfortunately been excluded, some would say wrongly, from his previous race. Now at the back, really putting a lot of pressure on himself. Yeah. Kaulins, big mistake there. Does well to hang on to it. Malkiewicz just grabbed something, a little bit of extra grip, turn the bike inside out. Dan Thompson now moving wide, feeling himself around the track.
Looks good
out front.
Yeah, he does. He looks really good indeed. Best ride of the evening for Dan Thompson. Winding it on. Track has changed dramatically in the latter stages of the qualifying heats. Heat number 15, Dan Thompson off the inside gate, off the outside of turn 4. Wins his first race here this evening. I've got to say, was it Kevin Malkiewicz?
Yeah.
Blue hat, it was. I'm glad he's young, because he needed to be flexible there, because the bike almost folded in half underneath him. Did well to stay on, but for Dan Thompson, he'll be really pleased with that. And he moves on to 7 points as a consequence. 3 points for Thompson. He's the winner of heat number 15. Nikita Kaulins, rock solid tonight, the wild card, 2 points for him. Casper Henriksson coming through into 3rd place, 1 point. And Kevin Malkiewicz, not his evening so far, fails to score in heat number 14. It has livened up, the track has improved, and Dan Thompson's performance has improved. Good stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Fortunate timing for Dan Thompson. Needed a race win, moves on to 7 points. He's putting himself in with a great chance now of the LCQ with that race win. And Kaulins there chasing him down, but Malkiewicz, big mistake for him, so unfortunate. And, well, fortunate actually for Henriksson, who's moved on to 6 points. And that will give him a decent chance of the LCQ. See the mistake there, bike just leapt up in the air, turns it really hard as he sees the air fence looming.
He does well to stay on.
As you rightly say, he's flexible,
yeah,
which is good.
Yeah, he was almost over the centre of gravity, very nearly high-sided, and he was fortunate to get away with that. But Dan Thompson with Neil Vatcher in the background on the right there, the under-21 team manager. Just deep in conversation, just having a bit of a debrief, but the best showing from Dan Thompson.
It was a nice ride.
It was a nice ride, and he was smart to get out on the grip and pulled away. Heat number 16 is here. Anze Grmek not having a great evening. No points for him. Jake Mulford likewise. No points in the bag at all. Gate number 2 in blue. Gate 3 in white is Wiktor Przyjemski needing to bounce back here. Just 6 points for the world champion. Jan Przanowski off the outside in the yellow helmet colour. Here we go. Can Przyjemski, gate 3, not ideal for him. Can he bounce back? He's made a great jump. The bike's really leapt away nicely. Just about gets there. Superb stuff from the man who is leading the World Championship. The reigning champion coming through into 2nd place. 2nd place looks like it's Anze Grmek, who hasn't scored a point so far. Przanowski back in 3rd, but no real surprise, but a bit of pressure on Przyjemski. He delivers here in heat number 16.
Yeah, Przyjemski needed a race win here, and as you say, he is delivering quite nicely. It's Przanowski right round the inside, a little bit of fresh dirt there. Almost slams the door, decides he can't do that as Grmek stands his ground, but just got to say, Przanowski really putting him under pressure.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Przemski's checking out front.
He is indeed. It's what champions are made of. Dropped a couple of points last time, just had 6 points. Coming into his 4th ride. This will just settle things down nicely. And Wiktor Przyjemski looking really impressive out in front. Gate number 3. I do believe this is the first win from gate 3 throughout the evening. We've had to wait until heat 16 for that. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, but I think it's right. But Wiktor Przyjemski back in the trend, coming out of gate number 3 and wins pretty comfortably. Heat number 16, and all of a sudden has got his Grand Prix right back on track, moves on to 9 points from 4 rides and into 2nd place after 4 rides. Przyjemski out in front, 3 points for him. Anze Grmek picks up 2 points, 2nd place, 1 point for Przanowski in 3rd. And Jake Mulford back in 4th and fails to score. Parnitskyi leads the way on 11, set for the grand final here. Going straight through Przyjemski, a great response for him on 9. Przanowski on 8. And then we've got lots and lots of riders on 7. Blodorn, Mencel, Pollestad, Thompson and Andersen. Really is wide open on the LCQ.
Mencel, Blodorn und Thompson. Und bei 6 Punkten.
Very competitive. Not quite sure which way it's going. Drejer, the man in 2nd in the championship, on 6. There's a lot of racing to go here tonight, that's for sure. Let's have a look at this again.
Yeah, as you say, Kelvin, ride of a champion. He comes off gate 3. Difficult from there. Nobody had won a race previously. Przyjemski there, you can see, just looking over his right shoulder. Wants to know if there is an attack coming from his compatriot, Przanowski. There isn't. And Przanowski had to work really hard all race with Anze Grmek and wasn't able to get the better of him. But a fine ride that from Przemski. Keeps the pressure on Parnitskyi, and those two will meet, of course, in heat number 20.
Yeah, looking forward to that showdown. Could quite well be a showdown that we follow throughout the remainder of the season. Oh, let's get some reaction. Norick Blodorn is joining Marcelina.
That's right, Norick Blodorn, who made a big comeback. 2 race wins after you change the bike. That's a lot of a difference, and I believe you enjoy racing right now.
Oh, definitely. It's so big influence. Yeah, started the worst way I could have started off. Yeah, I thought same like Malila, so here we go again. But then I made some changes because I knew I have the ability, because I had really good meetings in the last few weeks. So yeah, Malila was obviously a huge disappointment. So I thought just take it meeting by meeting. Now I've got nothing to lose. So yep, started pretty shit, but yeah, managed to swap the bike and get 2 heat wins, which was really good.
Obviously, apologies for the language, but I believe there is a lot of emotions going on right now. You'll be starting in the last heat of yours from gate 3. Wiktor Przyjemski has just proven that it is possible to win from that gate, even though it's pretty hard.
Well, I proved that I can lose the start of 1 in my second heat, so yeah, everything's possible. And like when I swapped the bikes, the 2 starts went really good. So yeah, and also like good run straight to the dirt line for me. So hopefully that goes as planned. Pop out of the start, make a good one, and then choose the line. But yeah, I just don't really care, to be honest.
Tell us also what happened in the last couple of weeks. I remember you missed out on the first round of Speedway Euro Championship. Now you got back for Güstrow last Saturday. Was it an injury? Was it something going on with you? How are you feeling?
Yeah, many things came together, you know, like I had some knee injury, also some health problems that I think came up like 2 weeks before Malila, but I still tried to continue because, like I said in the interview, I want the medal. So thought like better take 8th place than nothing. Yeah, turned out would have been better to not go there, but yeah, so I said, okay, let's reset, yeah, come back when I'm full fit, because yeah, for me, it makes no sense when I'm underperforming, even though I could do better. Yeah, so I had like 2 weeks off, and since I came back, it was going really good, yeah.
Perfect. It's great to hear this. Thank you so much. Good luck for the next race.
Thank you.
Yeah, good to hear from Norick Blodorn. Clearly now in a terrific health and riding really well here this evening. Blodorn going along nicely on 7 points with 2 race wins in his last 2 rides. Needs to keep that going. It's very, very tight indeed. Gate position could be of some use when it comes to the LCQs. Since he won't make the grand final direct straight through here, looking like Przyjemski and Parnitskyi have got that wrapped up at the moment. So the gate success, 7 wins from the inside, 5 from gate 2, 1 from gate 3, and 3 wins off the outside gate. Przyjemski the only rider to win from gate 3 so far this evening. Gate 1 really is a favourite, 34 points, 24 points scored from gate 2, 17 and 21 from the outside 2 gates. So right now, if you're in the LCQ with the first pick, you're going from the inside gate, if you can see that graphic. So, thoughts on Parnitskyi? Going along nicely, but Przyjemski bouncing back well last time out. Heat number 16, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. Just keeping the pressure on. Obviously, they meet in heat number 20, so we've got Parnitskyi off gate number 2 and Przyjemski off gate number 4. For the outside gate, you know, it's come better in the second half of the meeting, although it hasn't been so good lately. So it just seems to be ebbing and flowing. I don't know if it's to do with watering and things they're doing on the track grading, but it does keep changing with each block.
Strong lineup for heat number 20 with Henriksson and Mencel thrown in for good measure. Tough finish, but Parnitskyi and Przyjemski looking favourites to go straight through to the grand final, avoiding the LCQs here in Riga in the Parnitskyi this evening. Plenty of track grading going on. I've got to say the track has actually behaved very well. There's that race-winning time by Parnitskyi. He has dominated. Yeah, it's been obvious that he's the fastest man on track. Przyjemski, he has the 4th best time behind the best 3 times from Nazar, Parnitskyi, Casper, Henriksson. Blodorn going along pretty well now, and Mencel and Drejer, the 7th and 8th fastest winning times here tonight. 64.147, the best race-winning time by the man from Ukraine so far. Bubba Bednar has been pretty spectacular in his last 2 rides. He's picked up 5 points. And if he keeps riding like that, you never know, he might well be able to make the final.
He's definitely going to be an exciting rider award already, that's for sure.
Okay, fair play. Yeah, I could get that. He was one of the first ones really to make the outside work, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, he was really diving into the corners with much more speed than anybody. As a result, of course, he was running wide, but he's sort of calmed that down and found some speed now.
See the standings, Parnitskyi and Przyjemski leading the way on 11 and 9 points. Then it's really close. Przanowski, the Polish rider, they're in 3rd place, but Blodorn, Mencel, Pollestad, Thompson, Andersen on 7 points, with gate 1 working so well. Gate pick for LCQ is very important. These last rides, these last qualifying rides, pressure is on. You cannot relax. You really can't. Heat number 17, not too far away, where we'll see Mathias Pollestad. Now, Mathias Pollestad slipped up last time, and he'll be kicking himself because, in truth, he could have been in a position with a really strong result on his 4th ride of going straight to the final. But that's no longer the case. It's going to be very difficult unless Parnitskyi and Przyjemski slip up big time, which I can't see in E20. I can't see it.
It's so tight. There's literally only 3 riders at this stage that are out of this now with 1 ride to go.
Wow. Just shows you when you've got the top 10 riders that can be in the chance of making the final, it still remains wide open going into these last qualifying races. Riders on their way to the tapes for heat number 17. This will be their 5th ride and complete their qualifying heats. I've got to say, Nikita Kaulins has had a much better evening than last time. He only scored 1 point 12 months ago, and he has scored 6 points so far this evening. That's an encouraging performance, and it's entertained the home crowd, that's for sure. So a big moment, there he is, Nikita Kaulins. Big moment now for Mathias Pollestad on the inside in the red helmet colour. Gate number 2 in blue is Mikkel Andersen. Jan Przanowski on 8 points, going along well here this evening. Gate 3 in white, and Nikita Kaulins off the outside in the yellow helmet colour. All these riders will be desperate for a win. They will want to give themselves the best chance, if at all possible. Keep the pressure on the top 2, and if they don't make it, then they've got a good opportunity for a gate pick for the LCQ. Only the winners from those 2 heats go through to the final in 2025.
I tell you how tight it is. Only really in this race, only Janoski's the one that doesn't necessarily need to score anything to at least make the LCQ.
There we go. An indication of how competitive it is tonight. Away we go, charging into the first turn. Pollestad's got there. Mikkel Andersen chucking back to the inside. Round the outside comes Przanowski. Nice move from him. It was tight down the back straight as they entered turn number 3. But he's got there. Andersen responds beautifully. Slips back into 2nd place. It's tight out in front. Pollestad, the Norwegian, being chased hard by Mikkel Andersen, the Danish rider. But he slips up, moves off the inside, and Przanowski's back through.
Yeah, Przanowski didn't need a second invitation to come through there. Did it very nicely, actually. And Mikkel Andersen now, he's got speed. He's got a lot of straight line speed. I wouldn't give up on him just yet. If he can find a way past, he will. But Pollestad needed this race win, moves on to 10 points, comfortably into the LCQ. And you never know, as you rightly say, if Przyjemski can slip up, could even...
You've got to do what you can do, Chris, isn't it? And he's out in front of Pollestad after a disappointment in his 4th outing. Has hit the front. Got to say, it was Przanowski. He's come through in a 2nd place. Andersen having a go around the outside. He's not quite going to... Oh, he has!
Done it.
Oh, what an effort. Didn't think he was going to do it. That man wins it, but he misses that dramatic conclusion to the race, with Mikkel Andersen coming through in flying colours to pick up 2nd place. And all of a sudden, Przanowski only picks up 2 points from his last 2 rides. And when you consider he had, what, 7 points from his first 2, well, he's dropped off a bit of a cliff there. Pollestad, great bounce back for him, 3 points. Smashing ride from Andersen. Comes through in 2nd place, 2 points. 1 point for Przanowski in 3rd. And Nikita Kaulins finishes on 6 points, failing to score in his last ride. No change with Parnitskyi leading the way, but Pollestad after 5 rides onto 10 points. Przanowski finishes on 9, so does Mikkel Andersen also on 9. This is going to be really, really tight for the top 10 here tonight. René Holter, of course, a accomplished Grand Prix rider himself, just giving his steed a bit of advice. Nice ride here.
Yeah, and winning the race quite nicely from the inside gate, makes a good start. All very tight down the back straight there between Mikkel Andersen and Przanowski. Przanowski keeping the elbows down, keeps the throttle on, but then Mikkel Andersen rides straight back through the inside. But a cracking ride from Pollestad. Disappointment there for Kaulins. He's been in the points in 3 of his 4 previous races with second places. He moves down now to 12th place. He's going to miss out, but there's the move from Mikkel Andersen coming up to the line. Lovely ride from him once again.
Lovely ride from Mikkel Andersen. Here we go then, heat number 18, hanging about here. Anze Grmek off the inside in the red helmet colour. William Drejer looking for more points. Gate number 2 in blue. Bednar going along well now. Gate 3 in white, and Dan Thompson, a winner last time on 7 points. How tough is it out there this evening? Yellow helmet colour for Dan Thompson. Won his first race in SGP2 this season in his previous outing. Can he back it up here in his last one? Here we go, heat number 18. Revs are up. Tapes are up, and we're racing into the first turn. Gate 2 makes it. Drejer responding beautifully. Thompson coming through the pack. Can he hit the front? Not quite. Coming through the second place, then relegated to third by Bednar down the back straight. Thompson coming back at the man from the Czech Republic, forcing his way into second place. But William Drejer, but Bednar, they're swapping places for fun. Bednar back into second place, but Drejer, this is encouraging form from him.
Yeah, Drejer's found a lot of pace in that second bike of his now with his second race win on it. But Bednar once again, all action. Comes through up the inside of Dan Thompson. Front wheel in the air as they come down the straight as he makes his move. This will move Dan Thompson on to 8 points. Missed out in Melilla on the LCQs by, well, just 1 point. So hopefully this will be enough for him.
Bednar's going to finish on 8 as well if he finishes here in second place. Got a race win, similar sort of night for both of those 2 riders in second and third. But I've got to say, William Drejer is a country mile out in front, smashing stuff from him, and has really turned on the style here in heat number 18. The man who lies in second place with 18 points in the championship. It's got better and better the longer the evening has gone on, and Drejer now finishes on 9 points. And is into the LCQs. And can he get through the LCQ tonight? We'll wait and see. 3 points for the Danish rider out in front, Drejer. 2 points for Bednar in second place. 1 point for Dan Thompson in third. And Grmek misses out in heat number 18. There you see Drejer now forcing his way into third place. Przyjemski's got a ride in hand over him. So does Parnitskyi. So heat number 20, excuse me. Both those riders still favourite to make the final. Here we see it again.
Yeah, William Drejer coming off gate 2. It's a super start from him, just drifts out mid-track, then drifts back to the inside, stops anyone making a cutback from one of the outside gates. Bubba Bednar there, all action, overturns the bike. Dan Thompson wisely moves around the inside, drifts across the corner, probably felt he had to do that to try and pick up a little bit of extra grip coming off the corner, but Bednar, when he gets that bike in a straight line, it is super quick. But no answer for the man out front. William Drejer looking super fast on that second bike of his.
Indeed he is, and finishes on 9 points from 5 rides. Just the first couple on the first choice, not working, and then just drops 1 point from the next 3. Impressive turnaround in performance here this evening. He will be pleased with that, the man who lies in second place in the championship. So heat number 19. You see Norick Blodorn for his 5th ride. Here we go. He's won his last couple. Malkiewicz is on the inside in the red helmet colour. Mitchell McDiarmid, gate number 2 in blue. Norick Blodorn, gate number 3 in white. And Jake Mulford's had a very disappointing evening. He's from the outside in the yellow helmet colour, has failed to score so far. Kevin Malkiewicz went through the LCQ on 6 points in the first round. Yeah. He's on the same sort of trajectory again tonight.
I don't think 7 would be enough, though, with the points being dropped by everybody tonight.
Tapes are up. We're racing in heat 19. It's Malkiewicz, the man we were talking about. He gets to the first corner in front. McDiarmid momentarily in second place. Round the outside comes Blodorn. Blodorn charges into second place. He's now setting about Malkiewicz. Has he got the speed to get to the Polish rider? Certainly Blodorn looking good so far, but Malkiewicz out in front. Will it be enough for an LCQ spot tonight?
Yeah, this will move him on to 7 points. It's so tight. It's all going to depend on the last race, I think. But he's giving himself the best possible chance he can. He's leading the race. He knows all about it. Turned 6 points into 16 in Manila.
Yes.
It'd be great if he could do it again here. But Blodorn really has woken up. Doesn't really need any more than this couple of points. That'll put him on 9 points safely through to the LCQ.
It's tied out in front. Blodorn coming on strong in second place. Unfortunately, we're looking at Mulford in fourth. But Malkiewicz is hung tough there on the last lap, coming out of turn number 4. And Malkiewicz, is that the lifeline he needed? Or will it not quite be enough tonight? He turned it around in Manila on 6 points. Will he be able to turn it around in Riga and then Nikita on 7th tonight? At the moment he's in 11th, and it does appear that 7 won't be enough tonight. Disappointment, despite the fact that he wins heat 19 for Malkiewicz. 3 points for him. Blodorn back in second place, 2 points. 1 point for McDiarmid, and Jake Mulford fails to score in heat number 19. So there's the position after 19 races here tonight. Massive race, heat number 20 coming up between the top 2. Can Przyjemski on 9. He needs to score some points if he wants to go straight through to the final. If he slips up, it could be Pollestad going to the final with Parnitskyi.
Yeah, Malkiewicz, no magic tricks tonight. 7 points doesn't turn out to be enough for him. Blodorn, nice first turn coming around the outside there of McDiarmid. And it's all he really needed. 9 points puts him safely into the LCQ. What have we got? Mathias Pollestad's ahead of him on 10 points. So, yeah, it's all going to be down to heat number 20 to see who are the riders that go directly through to that final.
Yeah, it looks like Parnitskyi's there on 11 points.
Is there,
yeah, he is there. Can't be overhauled. It's all about the world champion. Can he join him? And he did the business out of gate number 3 last time, Wiktor Przyjemski. He now has the outside gate. And he's going to need, what is he going to need? 2 points. 2 points. And that may just be enough to make the grand final. Casper Henriksson on the inside in the red helmet colour. Gate number 2 for the man who leads this round. Gate 2 in blue is Parnitskyi. Mencel gate 3 in white. And Wiktor Przyjemski will go from the outside in the yellow helmet colour. We're racing in heat number 20. No time at all. What a start. What a start from the world champion. And Parnitskyi's at the back. Can you believe it? Work to be done from the man who looked nigh on unbeatable earlier on. Casper Henriksson coming through in the second place. Mencel there back in third. But Przyjemski. Oh, we thought there might be an upset tonight. This is brutal.
It's Mencel.
That could be a reprieve for Parnitskyi. Red lights have come on. He missed out. Will he do second time around, Chris? Wow.
We'll have to wait and see, but yeah, Mencel's just overturned the bike. Seemed still she was off. I don't know if he lost that before the crash, but yeah, it's definitely a reprieve for Parnitskyi.
Big time, big time. Parnitskyi missed the start. Przyjemski made an absolutely beautiful start from the outside gate.
Best start was.
Let's just see what happens here again.
Yes. Yeah, he's just moved across tyres, let go. It's strange because he's actually moved. By the time he's actually turned the bike and gone backwards, he's in the dirt, which you don't normally expect to happen.
It's gone in quite narrow, isn't it?
It's gone in narrow. He's turned hard. The dirt's dry. It's a little bit marbly. It can catch you out.
And that's exactly what's happened. So Tony Mencel has been thrown out of the race, and he will not be in the restaging it. So we'll have 3 of them back to the tapes. And I've got to say, Nazar Parnitskyi is having a bit of a sigh of relief. Is that a sign, Chris? Is that a sign that it's his night? Because he is on 11, and he will go straight through to the final. But there's no doubt that Wiktor Przyjemski will be disappointed to have seen the red lights, having made such a good start from gate 4.
Yeah, it's it's tightened it all up because Casper Henriksson now will need 2 points from this one to get himself, by my maths, into the top 10 and knock Antoni Mencel out. So Mencel's going to have to sit this one out. Really unfortunate for him. He's up. It's good to see.
Henriksson on 6 points.
He's going to need a second place,
and
isn't he?
2 points will put him on to 8, as you rightly say, and that will be enough.
2 races.
Yeah, exactly.
Won't do it for him.
Antoni Mencel will be hugely disappointed. Only needed a real point there to be absolutely certain. Much different night. We saw Kevin Malkiewicz make the LCQs on 6 points in Melilla. Not going to be the case here tonight. Looks like you're going to need quite possibly 8 points. 8 points to make it. Casper Henriksson with the disappointment of an exclusion earlier on this evening, with an opportunity, if he can get into second place here and complete and finish in second place, that will see him through to an LCQ berth. Here we go. Rennie Deddings just informing riders that they need to make their way round to the start. Just the 3 of them.
So all Henriksson's got to do is beat one of the top 2 riders in the meeting.
Sounds quite straightforward. Unfortunately it's not. Wiktor Przyjemski showing real character in the last couple of rides. Got to do it all again. Never easy when you've made such a smashing start, hit the front, red lights come on and your heart sinks because you think, crikey, I've got this. Then all of a sudden, you've got to do it all again. Brand new tyres going in for the restart. That man makes his way back. He's going to have to keep his fingers crossed, Tony Mencel, because he could do with Henriksson finishing 3rd.
Yeah, that'll do it for him.
And that will see him through to the LCQ. 2 points for that man on the inside, and Mencel will miss out. So the lineup. Henriksson's on the inside in the red gate. Gate number 2 in blue is Parnitskyi. Gate 4 in yellow is Przyjemski. Here we go. Shapes are up now. They charge into the first turn. This time, Parnitskyi gets there. Forces the world champion very wide. Nazar Parnitskyi takes full advantage. How often do we see this? He was nowhere first time out. Second time around, he fires himself to the front. He doesn't miss out. Casper Henriksson, and now the only thing he's got to do is pass the world champion.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy from there now. Had his opportunity in the first turn, I think, when Parnitskyi ran Przyjemski wide, but Parnitskyi has taken this with open arms, hasn't he? His second chance here in heat number 20. And I've got to say, if this is how he makes a start in the final, he's going to be a difficult man to beat. I think Przyjemski's putting some effort in, but Parnitskyi's still going away.
Parnitskyi's got the speed. Really has turned on the style here in heat number 20. He's going to have the first pick for the draw for the grand final in round number 2 here in the Parnitskyi tonight in Riga. Smashing stuff, just slipped up last time, but he's only going to drop a point. He's going to finish his qualifying heats on 14 points from last year's winner. Comfortable winner in heat number 20. Przyjemski coming through in second place. Solid night's work for him. He'll move on to 11. So Parnitskyi and Przyjemski through to the grand final. Pollestad will be the next one in 3rd place, but unfortunately for Casper Henriksson, he misses out. 3 points for Parnitskyi out in front. Przyjemski, the world champion, 2 points in second place. 1 point for Casper Henriksson, and not enough tonight for the LCQ. He just misses out. And they were the 3 finishers. Parnitskyi does a terrific ride. He has a smashing ride, 14 points for him. Przyjemski on 11, they're through to the final. And Mathias Pollestad on 10, he finishes in 3rd place. So it's all building up very nicely here this evening. As we get to the latter stages, just 3 races to go. We'll see the action replay of heat number 20.
Yeah, frustration for Przyjemski. Makes another half-decent start from gate 4. Of course, not as good as his first attempt. And Parnitskyi does everything right from gate number 2. Fortunately for him, Casper Henriksson just spins off the start. You can see there a little bit of contact between those two. Parnitskyi taking no prisoners in the first turn of heat number 20, and a great win for him, looking quick.
Dan Thompson is joining Marcelina.
Dan Thompson here with me. Let's start with congratulations on your first race win in the SGP2. It's been going very good for you today, and I believe it's your first time in Riga.
Yeah, it's my first time here. It's it's a difficult place to come for the first time. I've had some setup knowledge from other places, which has helped me. I feel I'm riding better than in the first round and showing more what I can do.
Last time in Malila, you just missed out on LCQ on a countback. Today you made it through to the LCQ. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, looking forward to it. It's cool to put myself in the top group of riders in at this stage, and feel I've earned my spot in that race tonight. So looking to make a start in that one and get some fresh air, then that's the plan.
Enjoy your racing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to hear from Dan Thompson. He will be coming out on LCQ #1 tonight, Dan Thompson. Okay, let's have a look back on the highlights so far this evening. There we go then, just a reflection on what's happened so far this evening in the second round of the SGP2 World Speedway Championship here in the Prix Riga. Beautiful evening. Fortunate because the weather's been pretty inclement in recent days, but it's been well behaved so far this evening. Bathed in sunshine now, the spectators, as we build up for the draw for the LCQ. Not too much longer before we'll know who's coming out. So the LCQ1, we've got Pollestad, Przanowski, Bednar and Thompson. LCQ2, we've got Blodorn, Drejer, Andersen of Mencel. They are the two LCQs coming up. We'll take another look at the gate success. Yeah, the inside two gates working well tonight. 9 wins from the inside, 7 from gate #2, only 1 from gate 3, and 3 wins off the outside. Very important for the LCQs, this. Inside two gates, got to be favourite. If you've got the opportunity to, Pollestad will have the first choice in the LCQ1. 33 points scored out of gate 2, 22 from gate 3 and 24 from gate #4, but 41 points scored from the inside gate. Got to believe that's going to be the favourite pick for the LCQs, and I suggest also for the grand final itself as well.
Yeah, the outside gates just had a moment in the third block between heats 9 and 12 where they were winning races, but it's all back to the inside again now.
It is indeed. We build up towards the gate choice for the LCQ1. Marcelino will be down there for us, of course. As I say, the 4 riders involved in that will be Pollestad, Przanowski, Bednar and Thompson. Thompson, we heard from, pretty steady sort of interview from Thompson. What you get to expect, he doesn't get too lively, but he has ridden better. Those third and fourth rides, much better from him. Second and third, 5 points. So we may make our way down. Marcelina is primed and ready for the gate choice for LCQ1.
That's right, let's go with the gate selection for LCQ1. Mathias Pollestad will make the first decision. And Mathias will go from gate 1 in red helmet color. Up next, Jan Przanowski. Please select your gate. Janek will go from gate #2 in blue helmet color. Adam Bednar next. And Adam will choose yellow helmet color and gate 4. Dan Thompson then will start from gate 3 in white.
So there's your line-up for LCQ1. Inside gate for Pollestad, no surprise at all. Przanowski, gate number 2. Gate 3 is Dan Thompson, and Bednar will go from the outside in the yellow helmet colour for LCQ1. Back to Marcelina for the gate choice for LCQ2.
That's right, and for the LCQ2, the first pick belongs to Norick Blodorn, who will go from gate 1 in red helmet colour. William Drejer up next. And William takes second gate, blue helmet colour. Now Mikkel Andersen. Mikkel Andersen will go from gate 4 in yellow, and Mencel will start from gate 3 in white helmet colour.
So the line-up for LCQ2, Norick Blodorn, the German, on the inside gate. William Drejer, gate number 2. Mencel, gate 3, and Mikkel Andersen off the outside in LCQ number 2. These are 8 riders, only the winners joining the top 2, Parnitskyi and Przyjemski, in the grand final. What a shootout it is building up to be. Racing has livened up the longer the evening has gone on. Track was pretty processional earlier on, but these riders have given their very best, and we've got the big 3 races to come with the big World Championship points are handed out. You can ill afford to slip up in this format when you only have 3 rounds. Really have to be right on top of your game, and I've got to say Wiktor Przyjemski, even though he had a bit of a wobble in his 4th ride, has responded superbly well, and the reigning champion fighting hard to retain it.
Yeah, absolutely. Malkiewicz, the only one from the top 6 that hasn't managed to give himself a chance of a final here in round 2.
So Pollestad comes into the second round on 12 points in 5th place. Needs to win this if he wants to maintain his progress. René Holter right alongside him. René Holter, I tell you what, he earned his place in the Grand Prix. He never got a wild card. He was one of those riders that was flirted with danger of dropping out on many occasions. You and I watched it, and he somehow had the character and the determination to do it, and he knows what it takes, René Holter.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a good man to have in your corner. He's very calm, collected, doesn't get excited, doesn't panic. And yeah, I'm sure.
Tell you what,
it was
quite exciting on track at times.
Oh, yeah, very exciting. Yeah, normally for others more than himself.
He certainly was a little unpredictable.
Another man who doesn't get excited is Dan Thompson. He's a very calm lad, but it stands him in really good stead in moments like this. He doesn't get phased. He doesn't worry about who the opposition are. He just concentrates on what he's capable of himself.
Well, you know him very well. He works for you, rides for you, of course, for the Ipswich Riches. His father alongside him will be immensely proud at this particular moment. His dad charging all over Europe to make sure that the bikes and equipment...
And they only just got here with bike and equipment because they had to send a second van out after the first van broke down. So hasn't been an easy run to this meeting for him.
Quite an adventure just to manage to arrive here in Latvia tonight. Here we go then. Riders coming out for the last chance qualifier number 1. And Mathias Pollestad, who is in effectively the driving seat with the first choice, didn't hesitate. Gate number 1 being the most popular one. 41 points scored from the inside gate so far this evening. Has outperformed the other 3 gates. And the man from Norway, who's had just 1 blip this evening in his 4th ride where he failed to score, but then responded with heat 17, a win to finish on double figures, and that's why he has the inside gate. Bednar could be quite a danger. Bednar, who has ridden with real gusto this evening.
Gusto, I like that word.
Yeah, he has been eye-catching to say the least. And will the calm, composed Dan Thompson, he's going to have to do something a little spectacular from gate 3 if he's going to go through. Here we go, Pollestad on the inside in the red helmet colour. Gate number 2 is Jan Przanowski in the blue. Gate 3 in white is Dan Thompson, and gate 4 in yellow is Adam Bubba Bednar, who has been spectacular so far this evening. Great line-up. Which one of them is going to join Parnitskyi and Przyjemski in the final? Not too much longer to find out. Fancy Pollestad. I do. I think he knows what it's the position he's in. Of course he does. But Bednar round the outside. He'll be hoping that there's a bit of grip there he can utilise. But here we go then. LCQ1 revs her up, tapes her up. And we're on the way to the first turn. Pollestad's there. Thompson chops back to the inside. Bednar coming roaring around the outside. Is there going to be enough room? Oh my goodness, there is! Oh pass from Bednar. Got the drive, got the room, and charges to the front. Bednar, who's really turned on the style, he's been the eye-catching rider. He's only dropped 2 points in his last 2 outings, and Bednar is set for the final.
I tell you what, this is going to liven the final up. If Bednar can stay there, it looks like he's certainly going to, unless he has misfortune or falls off, which I don't think he will. He's so fast.
Yeah.
When he gets his wheels in line, I think he's the quickest out there. It's really going to liven up the final for sure. And look at him pulling away now. Super first lap from him.
Adam Bednar in a class of his own here in LCQ1. Charged round the outside in the opening lap. Took everybody by surprise, including herself back in London. He roared to the front, and Bednar's got speed to burn in LCQ1. And the man from the Czech Republic is going to go through to the final. Stunning ride from Bubba Bednar. Started slowly this evening with 1 point from 2 rides. Turned it all around from 7 from the next 3. And a stunning move early on. They weren't expecting it. There was a lot of racing room down the back straight. And he said, thank you very much indeed. And he joins Parnitskyi and Przyjemski in the final. What a result. Bednar through to the final. Stunning ride from him. Pollestad must be gutted. Can't believe it. Second place for him. Przanowski back in 3rd, and Dan Thompson back in 4th place in LCQ1. Bubba Bednar really livening up proceedings there. There's no question about that. Brilliant stuff.
He'll liven things up in the final too. Mathias Pollestad chose the inside gate after a track grade. Don't think he did anything wrong. Looks like he's got this one absolutely sewn up. Look at the speed that Bubba Bednar's got. It comes from so far back.
Yeah.
He's virtually last as they go into the corner, and he gets down there into turn 3 ahead. That was unbelievable opening lap from Bubba Bednar. And he just goes away. He pulls out a second on Pollestad, who hasn't been slow himself all night, but he just sticks to his guns on the outside. All gets very tight behind him, but that man stands out in LCQ1.
Yeah, terrific
have a great opening round.
Now, he only scored 4 points in Melilla, but this is a huge moment for him. He guarantees himself 14. 4th place in the final gives you 14 points. LCQ2. LC2Q's got something to live up to, because Bednar really has taken our breath away in the LCQ #1. Blodorn on the inside, the German. Can he make his first final on SGP2 in his final campaign at this level? He'll be hoping so. Mikkel Andersen, who's got many campaigns at this level to come. He's only 16. He's got a long time to go. He's got years at this level. Here we go then. Blodorn's on the inside in the red helmet colour. Drejer lies in 2nd place in the championship. Gate #2 in blue. Mencel, gate #3 in white. And Andersen will go from the outside in yellow. Can he repeat what Bednar's done? I'm sure he's witnessed it.
Yeah, he'll be buoyed by what he's just seen. He'll be looking forward to this one from the outside gate. You have to say, Blodorn has finished strongly. Drejer's finished strongly. It's going to be difficult for Andersen, but if he can make a decent start from 4, we know he's going to get a bit of a run around the outside.
Andersen made the final last year, very nearly got to the front, but then got it all wrong and crashed into the safety fence. Can he produce a miracle this time? Blodorn on the inside. Will it work out? He's dropped the clutch. The bike's going roaring into the first turn. He fires himself to the front. Coming up the inside, that bunch really tightly. Got to say, it's Mencel. Mencel down the back straight into 2nd place. Mikkel Andersen trapped on the outside. He's into 3rd, but Norick Blodorn really turning on the style in his last 4 rides. The German out in front. Got to say, there's drama for Andersen.
Yeah, Mikkel Andersen once again by just grabbing on it. He's riding bravely. He's doing what he's got to do. It's all about the race winner in the LCQ right now. That's Blodorn. Seems to have it settled down, but Mikkel Andersen just keeps battling away there with Mencel. He's never going to get a clean run though. Now Drejer up the inside.
Brilliant stuff. Got to say that Mencel is hanging on in 2nd place, but Blodorn clips the fence as he goes into the last lap of LCQ #2. Gate #1 has worked for him. He's charged away. 1 more turn to go. And Norick Blodorn back to full health, riding out of his skin. Change of equipment earlier on has paid massive dividends for Norick Blodorn, and he makes his first final at SGP2 level. He'll be mightily relieved about that. Can't win the championship, but he can win rounds, and that's what he's looking for here this evening. Super ride from Norick Blodorn. He's through to the final. Mencel, Andersen and Drejer just missing out. And Drejer, who was in second in the championship, he's out of the final. And his chances of being world champion in 2025 potentially go with it. With only a 3-round series, you've got to make finals on a regular basis. Blodorn is there. Super ride from him.
Yeah, super ride again from the inside gate. Clearly makes the start. Bike jumps clear. Thought maybe he'd made a mistake there as he just moves off the line as they go round the first turn. It looked like Drejer from gate number 2 was going to be able to clinch it up the inside. He doesn't manage to do so. Mencel takes advantage, gets himself into second. And Mikkel Andersen, you've got to say, he worked harder than anybody else in this race. Riding out wide, really looking for the fastest line, but he was never going to get a clear run. And once Blodorn got a couple of laps under his belt, settled down nicely up front.
Final, Parnitskyi, Przyjemski, Bednar, Blodorn. That's the last 4 riders standing here. Hope you've enjoyed this evening's racing. There's the World Championship points that have been dished out so far. Drejer only got 8 tonight. That's a disappointment for him. Pollestad on 12. Pollestad got 12 points, so he moves on to 24 in total. Mencel, Przanowski and Mikkel Andersen. Rock solid performances, but is it enough to be world champion? Highly unlikely when you've got the championship leaders in the grand final. There's a position as it stands. As it stands, that is about to change with Przyjemski, Parnitskyi, Blodorn and Bednar in the final, but it's Parnitskyi and Przyjemski are the ones that probably, almost certainly, are going to leapfrog those 3 riders in front of them.
Yeah, it just shows how close this lineup is this year for the SGP2. You've got 2 riders, 12th and 13th from the first round, Blodorn and Bednar, that are in the final. It's great.
Yeah, it's great to see. And riders really turning on the star when they really needed to. As got to say, I'm pleased to see Blodorn going well, because he has underperformed at SGP2 until this very moment. Not too much longer before we'll be joining Marcelina for the final gate choice. It's where it all really matters. Got to say, Przyjemski looking to go back-to-back in the World Championship. A 2-time SGP2 World Champion is what Mathias, of course, did in the previous his compatriot. So here we go. Big decision time for the top 4 riders left standing in the big shootout in the grand final. Riders just gathering, waiting patiently to be asked to be pulled forward. Tense moments. Track has improved. Which way is it going to go? Parnitskyi, big decision. Will he go for the inside gate? I would suggest he will. Probably the safe bet. The opportunity for big points. Excitement in the crowd. Look at that. Fantastic. Here we go then. Let's join Marcelina for the gate choice for the final.
That's right, big emotions still ahead of us, and this choice may be crucial for the big final. Nazar Parnitskyi will start from gate number 1 in red helmet color. Wiktor Przyjemski has a second pick, and will start from gate 2 next to Nazar in blue helmet color. Norick Blodorn will make his decision now. Tough decision, Norick, isn't it? So Norick will try to discuss it with the rivals, and we'll start from gate 3 in the white helmet color. Adam Bednar will go from gate 4 in yellow.
Line up for the final here in Riga. Nazar Parnitskyi off the inside. Przyjemski, the world champion, gate number 2. Gate 3 for Blodorn. He didn't really know which way to go, but Bednar, the eye-catching man from the Czech Republic, will go from gate number 4. For the grand final for round number 2. The DeWALT FIM.
Bednar off gate 4 if you're Norick Blodorn, Kelvin?
It's possibly a mistake. Time will tell, of course, but Bednar will be pleased, I believe, to have got gate 4 to come off there. Parnitskyi, of course, a winner here last year. Can he do a repeat? Lebedev's just having a calm word with him. They're friends. He'll be hoping that he can. Parnitskyi, who just slipped up in the final in the first round of Melilla, finished 4th, having qualified direct to the final. He's got the inside gate this time. He's only dropped 1 point so far from his 5 rides. got to say, if he hits the front, I can't see, barring any mechanical issue, can't see him being beat.
No, I can't.
Przyjemski won't be too disappointed if he finishes second tonight, because he'll still lead the World Championship by at least 2 points, because Parnitskyi finished in 4th place, but there's no question that this is beginning to build up to be a bit of a shootout between these two riders. Of course, the 3rd and final round will be at our final SGP round in Voyens in September, round number 3. And there's
Przyjemski won't want to be beaten in Riga again by Parnitskyi. Finished second last year to him, but he has to think of the bigger picture, doesn't he?
Yeah, he will do. I sense he's a mature rider. He hasn't panicked tonight. Every time he's been under pressure in the SGP2 World Championship, he has responded in a positive manner. He's done that again here tonight, working his way through. First or second will do him very nicely indeed. Of course, he'd dearly love to win. He was unbeaten in Melilla, picked up the 20 points as a consequence, leads the championship. But Parnitskyi is a real danger man on the inside. They line up side by side. Is there going to be a little bit of needle between them? I don't think so. I would think they're probably reasonably friendly. But there's no doubt this man, the world champion, has got some steely determination about him.
Yeah, no doubt. And
Bednar.
As you say, it's the bigger picture, but Bubba Bednar, for me, I'm so glad to see him on the outside gate, because it's going to be mixing it.
Yeah, he has ridden with, as I said earlier on, lots of gusto, and he, I'm sure, has got a little bit of energy left here for the final 4 laps. Of course, the other 2 lads on gates 1 and 2 have had a bit of time to relax, because they've only done 5 rides, where everybody else, the other 2, have done 6. On Norick Blodorn. Now, Blodorn took gate 3. He was undecided whether to go 4 or 3. I hope he hasn't made a mistake, but it is possible. It is possible that he's chosen the wrong gate. But here we go. We haven't got too much longer to find out. For the final time this evening, round number 2 of the SGP2 World Championship. Riders making their way round to the tapes for the last 4 laps here this evening in the Parnitskyi. It's been a bit of a roller coaster of an evening. No major crashes, which I'm pleased to say. Track has behaved quite good, actually. It hasn't chopped up, and it has got better as the evening has progressed. A warning for Bednar on the outside, and a warning for the man on the inside, Nazar Parnitskyi. Can't see it, but he did get a warning. I'm not sure he moved. I think I blinked at that moment. But nonetheless, he was awarded that. Will it be an opportunity? Well, it is an opportunity, of course it is, for Blodorn to win at the Under-21 World Championship level. The line-up for you then. Nazar Parnitskyi going along very nicely tonight. He's on the inside in the red helmet cutter. Wiktor Przyjemski, the championship leader, gate number 2 in blue. Norick Blodorn, his first final at SGP2. Gate 3 in white, and Bednar likewise off the outside in the yellow helmet colour. What way is it going to go? Bednar took them all by surprise in LCQ1.
Yeah, Parnitskyi 6 points down on the leader. Przyjemski, can he eat into that lead here?
He'll be certainly hoping to. He's going to have to do it with 1 round remaining after these 4 laps. Here we go. The 5-time world champion Snarsling looks on. Tapes are up and we're racing. Gotta say, who's going to get there? Parnitskyi's there. Przyjemski. Oh! Bednar goes a perler in the first turn. Red lights have got to come on. Got to come on. Bednar took a real thump as they went into the first turn. Got to say that as Parnitskyi turned to bike, Przyjemski moved out and Bednar was there. And it looked quite an awkward fall.
Yeah, it went in quite hard, let the bike go as well, so that bike is not going to be too straight.
He's okay. Well, you can see that. It looks a bit twisted, doesn't it? But there's going to be a moment or 2 here just to recover.
I think it'll be all 4. It was a bit of a chain reaction as Przyjemski moved out.
Yeah, I'm not so sure tonight.
No.
Well,
I know what you're saying,
Mr. Lacinci.
Say no more.
Well, Mr. Lacinci's been a little bit unpredictable, but Bednar will be gutted if he's thrown out. Let's see it again.
Yeah, we can see Parnitskyi front wheel in the air, just gets there first. There, just moves into.
It's got to be all 4.
It's got to be all 4. It's just a concertina effect. As Przyjemski just has to move over there, he moves over. I mean. Yeah, he straightened him up. It's all 4. It's close contacts into the first turn. Got to have all 4 back.
So we wait. It is confirmed that it will be all 4 back, which is the correct decision. And we want to see 4 riders in the final, but a dramatic moment, and it's awkward for Bednar because there's quite possibly going to have to change his bike here for the rerun, because that bike possibly...
It's almost a shame that he made a good enough start to think about coming across, because his previous one he hadn't, and he just ran straight to the dirt. He almost could have done it then as well.
So tense moments for all riders, particularly Przyjemski and Parnitskyi, who are very much in the championship chase. These are hugely important moments. Of course, for Blodorn and Bednar, they are not really in the championship chase. This is about the glory of winning this particular Grand Prix for those riders. Good to see him on his feet, really good to see that. And an appreciative round of applause for a rider that has really entertained the crowd so far this evening.
He's got plenty of time ahead of him as well. He's just 17 years old.
Okay.
And exciting to watch.
And the Czech Republic will be chuffed to bits.
Yeah.
There's no question they need a new young star.
Yeah.
And it looks like they may well have found one. Wiktor Przyjemski just having to wait patiently for the restaging, having a chat with Rafał Dybloki, the coach for the Polish national team, who have been so successful.
There, just tell him to go straight out to the dirt. Interesting to see if that's what he does.
Well, sometimes it's dictated by other riders, but Parnitskyi did lift. I thought for a moment that Parnitskyi had lifted too much, but he still got there. Bednar just taking his time. Just taking his time to come back. Rennie Diddins is the man in charge of the Grand Prix right now. He will inform the referee when the 90 seconds should be put on for riders to get back round to the tapes. He's okay. He's okay. It's good to see.
To smile on his way back.
So the big question for the team is when they've got that bike back, can they knock it back into shape so he can ride the bike he's been racing on and racing on so well, or will he have to change the bike for the restart, which won't be what he wants to do, will he? He's been riding really well on that bike, and the speed he had in LCQ1 was breathtaking. And if he could reproduce that here in the final, then he is a potential winner.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that bike he's been riding has actually looked quite nice to ride. He's able to dash into the corners, ride straight into the dirt, doesn't react violently.
He looks quite nice to ride if you're 17.
Yeah. That's what you do when you're 17, Kelv. You just back into the corners at about 80 miles an hour and don't worry about it.
With the throttle wide open. Fair play to him. Total commitment.
Does it go another way?
Not for 17-year-olds, no. It does not. It's on or off. Phil Morris just keeping an eye on exactly what's going on. That bike looks a bit bent to me.
It's a bit short, that
yeah, one. So unfortunately for Adam, he is going to have to change his bike here. He'll be given the
Yeah, I'll be given time to do it.
The appropriate amount of time.
The mechanic there has just gone down to the ignition cover. Obviously, they've got a setup with the first bike. They want to try and replicate that now with the second bike.
Aggressive.
Fast.
Fast, that's a lot. Fast. I like that. A fast setup that they're now just applying to the second bike.
I mean, my mechanic back in the day, quite a long while ago now, Kelvin, he always made changes to the second bike that we were making to the first bike in case it was needed in a hurry. So something that these guys could learn from.
Yeah, good point. Did go through my mind, but information just being given to the team. As I say, they'll be given a sensible amount of time, but they will need to roll their sleeves up.
There's something that we didn't have in our day, we didn't have race directors keeping an eye on the situation. It was the referee in his box. If he decided he had enough time, that was it. He was away.
Yeah, that is a fundamental change to the way the system works these days. And there's no question it benefits the rider. No question about it, because there were times, plenty of times, when the crikey, you really...
And the mechanics, let's not forget them. They can be put under a bit of pressure at times.
Yeah, absolutely. And... you had to trust them as a rider implicitly that everything was done up tight.
Yes.
On the way back round.
Yeah, when you went out with 10 seconds to go, the first thing in your mind was, Jesus, everything working
Is
here.
the rear wheel done up? Is the chain on? Or is it going to stay on? Generally did. They did, as you say, it's an undervalued role.
Oh, absolutely.
Przyjemski, what's going through his mind now, Chris? Gonna have
Well, he knows he's been beaten to the corner first time around, so that's going to play on his mind a little bit.
I don't think Bednar will be too concerned, but there's no question that he would have preferred, of course, to be on his first bike. But I just think in the bigger picture of things, it does appear that the Czech Republic have got a rider that they can really look forward to seeing the progression from him.
Yeah.
And who knows, we may well see him in the Senior Grand Prix in the reasonably near future. 17, as you say, so we've got plenty of time to develop at under 21 level.
I mean, we've joked and we've called him exciting tonight, but he's looked good with it.
Yeah, it hasn't looked reckless, has it?
Wild or reckless.
No.
It's fast, and he does chase into the corner quite hard, but he rides it really well.
Why didn't he bounce on the seat? It's a bit easier for the fella pushing it.
Having said that, he can't start the motorbike.
Bump it. Finally did. Didn't make that easier for the boy pushing it, I tell you. A little bump on the seat and that would have just fired into life. But there you go. Here we go, then riders making their way around for the restart of the grand final. Big race in the context of the World Championship. Parnitskyi and Przyjemski going head-to-head here. Who's going to come out on top? Parnitskyi's got to do it all again. He got his nose in front before that man got involved in that incident in the first corner. Look at those ruts. They're going to have to do some work at big time for tomorrow. It really has rutted up quite significantly. Got to say, I can't see them being able to repair them completely for tomorrow night. Lebedev's keenly looking on. Knows this place, desperate to win here, of course. He'd love to win his first Grand Prix here in the Parnitskyi. Parnitskyi's on the inside in the red helmet colour. Gate number 2 in blue is Wiktor Przyjemski. Norick Blodorn out of gate 3 in white. And Adam Bednar on the change of equipment will go from gate number 4 in yellow. Here we go then. Top 2 on the inside going head-to-head here. Who's going to come out on top in the final? In the second round in the Parnitskyi, we're racing. They roar into the first turn, and it's Parnitskyi again. He hugs the inside. Here comes Bednar. Oh, Blodorn's gone down. Looked like there could have been a mechanical issue there for Blodorn. He gets up, or does he? The red lights are on again.
Couldn't see what happened there. He rode out into the dirt and the bike just seemed to stop. I don't know if he lost the chain or...
Chain off, I would think. Went down heavily. Can't see anything hanging off the bike, but looks like he's in a bit of discomfort as well. Shoulder. It looked, I might be wrong, it looked like a chain had come off because the bike sort of dived.
He was all over the handlebars, which suggests that he lost drive.
Yeah.
Well, Kelvin, you were just saying how we haven't had too much incident. Right?
That's about too soon. Yeah, that's a shame for Blodorn. He's said he was feeling really healthy again after a couple of weeks off. Clearly run down, just needed to recharge his batteries, but looks like he's given himself a bit of a thump in the first corner here in the final. Watch it again.
Yeah, we should get a chance to see clearly what happens here. He's on his own, he's gone to the outside.
Oh, it just falls off.
Well, it looks like he's got off the throttle, if I'm honest. It doesn't look like a bike problem. He did readjust himself because he was caught out there, and I think he just gets off the throttle. I don't really know what he does. I've got to be honest. I mean, Przyjemski does make a late decision into the corner to come across to the dirt, and that certainly caught him out a little bit, but absolutely no reason to get off the gas and back right out of it. This is where Przyjemski comes across the track. Yes, it's caught him out. He's got off the throttle. He's just gone down.
So Norick Blodorn is excluded from the final, which was the second time to run the race. So Norick Blodorn, disappointed. Way for him to finish the evening. Picks up 14 points for his efforts this evening. An appreciative round of applause for the German as he makes his way back to the pit area. We'll have a final with just 3 riders, but Blodorn clearly upset about what has happened in the first corner. But I've got to say,
well, he looks surprised at the decision, but honestly, you know, he got out of that one all on his own.
I think if he watches it back, or when he watches it back, it's hard to argue that he should have been put in the rerun, because he's just come off the throttle, as you say. What should he have done? Should he have just committed himself to the run around the outside?
Yes. He should.
Okay, yeah, I tend to agree with that. Anyway, just the three of them now. This will be the third time of asking for the final race of the evening. Parnitskyi must be thinking, what on earth have I got to do for the red lights not to come on?
Well, the big winner there is Bubba Bednar. He's got a lovely clear run from the outside now.
Crikey, yeah. Good point. Very good point. So for the third time of asking, riders are making their way round to the start line. Top two are there already. Bednar just taking a moment or two to get himself organised. Hope he doesn't run out of time. We can't see the clock from here, but the seconds will be ticking away. We have seen one rider already excluded on the tapes for running out of time. Przyjemski's ready. Here comes Bednar, and just in the nick of time. Parnitskyi on the inside, Przyjemski gate number 2, no rider in gate 3, and Bednar goes from gate number 4. Here we go, third time of asking. Revs are up, shapes are up, and we're charging into the first time. And this time Przyjemski's got there. Parnitskyi round the inside. He's going to get himself to the front. Oh, he's on the back wheel. Oh, Bednar now. Bednar now comes charging up the inside. Takes them all by surprise. Parnitskyi trying to come back at him. Przyjemski back in third. Oh no, he's not in third anymore. He moves into second place. Parnitskyi repaying the favour. But what about this from Bednar? This is a fairy tale.
Well, it's the final. It's the race of the night. What a scrap for second and third. Bubba Bednar just waited for it all to open up for him, whilst Parnitskyi and Przyjemski scrapped it out between them, roared through the gap. He looks plenty quick enough to wheel. We said it all night. He's quick out there. If he hits the front, no one's going past. In terms of the championship, 2 points now brought back by Parnitskyi here. The difference will be 4 points.
Bubba Bednar taking it by the scruff of the neck with a dynamite move down the inside on the opening lap. And Bubba Bednar. Brilliant stuff from Adam. Wins at the SGP2 round here in the Parnitskyi. Delight on the fans. And Bednar comes through in flying colours.
He deserves it.
What a stunning move. You're right. Absolutely he deserves it. Really has been an eye-catching rider throughout the evening. And Adam, Bubba Bednar, has, not ABBA, they were Swedish and a rather successful band, but there's no doubt that Adam Bubba Bednar has been dynamite tonight, and a really terrific move, and many congratulations to him and his team. And they've turned it around on his spare bike, and it didn't hold him back. Parnitskyi just gets the upper hand over the world champion, so the world championship tightens up. Just 4 points in it going into the final round in Voyant. But for Bednar, this is a highlight, a career highlight in the 17 years he's been around. And you just sense there's an awful lot more to come.
Oh yeah.
From Adam Bubba Bednar.
He rides the bike so nicely.
Yeah, he does.
And he's not afraid, that's for sure.
No, he is not. And the representatives and the fans from the Czech Republic absolutely chuffed to bits. And I'm going to say this is going to live long in the memory of that young man, because it wasn't just the fact that he won tonight, it was the way he won.
Yeah.
He has been a rider that's been prepared to experiment on the track long before anybody else has.
1 point from his first 2 rides.
What a turnaround in performance. And despite the fact that he had to change his equipment, he has come through in flying colours. A win for Adam Bednar. The 20 points go for him. Parnitskyi back in second place. Przyjemski, the world champion, in third, and Norick Blodorn, who was not in the final stages of the final. He was excluded. He finishes in 4th place. An exciting conclusion, a dramatic conclusion to round number 2 here in the SGP2 World Championship. See it once again, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely fabulous ride. This time for the 3rd time of asking. Przyjemski gets there, goes to the outside, Parnitskyi up the inside. He's wheeling, then everybody has to get off the gas a little bit, except for that man in yellow who is not going to get off the throttle. just rides through the gap. Lovely cutback here. Times it perfectly. I think the mistake from Parnitskyi probably does him a bit of a favour, but he's coming through anyway. He's got so much speed down the inside. And you've got to say that poor old Przyjemski there, he did have to get off the throttle. He realised that he's got no control there.
No.
Parnitskyi in front of him. But really thinking on his feet there, Bubba Bednar. Beautiful,
right place, right time.
First lap.
Right place, right time, absolutely.
Put himself there, though.
Yes, absolutely. He made a lovely move in that first corner. He was in the right place to strike. And he certainly did that. And there was no holding him back. Parnitskyi recovered and moved back into second place. Przyjemski putting him under a lot of pressure, but that man, what a moment for him as he comes out of the last corner. Sheer joy for the team as well, who had to really roll their sleeves up to get that bike knocked into shape. Bit of a tweak to the ignition timing, and they got it dead right. And Bednar, well, I think he's going to be somebody that's going to be around for a long, long time.
Fair play to him.
And a rider that really looks very good on the bike as well.
It does.
Very good indeed. Classy performance from him. So exciting times ahead for Adam Bednar, 20 points, Parnitskyi 18, Przyjemski 16, Blodorn finishes with 14 points, and so on down to 1 point for Jake Mulford here this evening. They are the 16 riders that have taken to the track. Let's have a look at how it all pans out. So 36 points for the world champion. He leads away from Parnitskyi on 32, 26 for Drejer, Bednar on 24. What a move from him. Pollestad 24 as well. Malkiewicz dropping down to 6th place, 22. Mikkel, Andersen and Norick, Blodorn. That makes the top 8. It is a 2-horse race. The 2 top men with the big shootout in Voyens next month in September. So let's hear from the winner. Adam Bednar is joining Marcelina.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Buba Bednar, the winner of Speedway Grand Prix 2, round 2 here in Riga. Congratulations, Adam, once again.
Thank you very much.
This is where history is made. Your first ever Speedway Grand Prix 2 victory. After such a difficult start to the night for you, you've made it, and you've made it big time.
Yeah, it was very hard, but we make it, and I'm really, really happy. Thank you all. Thank you, my guys in the box, and thanks.
And I believe it was a lot of emotions going on in the final race. 3 attempts to the final race, 2 restarts, and you keep that emotions under control. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was very hard because I have crashed and I must go to the second bike. I stay focused and we make it.
So now you can enjoy the victory here in Riga. Once again, congratulations, Adam Buba Bednar.
Thank you very much.
What a moment for the young man. A real career highlight at the tender age of 17. What a future ahead for Adam Bednar. And I must say that both of us enjoyed his display tonight. His performance has been out of the top drawer. And I must say he will remember this day for an awful long time indeed. And you just don't know, all of a sudden, the world of Speedway may have unearthed a real big talent, because not only was he fast, he did it in a very controlled and exciting way. Terrific stuff. So Przyjemski, 3rd place on the evening for the champion and the championship leader on 36 points. No drama, still a solid performance from the champion to make the final and to make the rostrum here tonight in Riga. So the 2nd place man is Nazar Parnitskyi. Won here last year, not quite enough, just lifted down the back straight, killed his momentum, allowed Bednar through. But the man from Ukraine is in this championship, and them 2 lads are going to really go head-to-head, I'm sure, in Voyens in the final round. And this man, out of nowhere, only scored 4 points in the first round. I'll tell you what, he's scored 20 now. And clearly overjoyed. Won't have sunk in yet. On the long road home it will.
Oh yeah.
He'll be chuffed to bits. So smashing scenes and always good to see. And this is what this championship's all about, unearthing new talent. And this man has certainly got plenty of that.
Yeah, he has. He rides so nicely. We've seen Jankovic come into the Speedway Grand Prix. The Czech Republic certainly seemed to have another one not far behind him.
So Gatis Vekminis coming forward to present the trophy to the third place man, the world champion, Przyjemski. Pair of handlebars. Not sure if you could use them on the spare bike or not, but
hard to turn the bike with
they're a little narrow. So lads, Dospiskis, that's a bit of a mouthful for us back in the youth from the Latvian Federation. Nazar Parnitskyi. Really good performance for the quiet, but determined man from Ukraine, Nazar Parnitskyi. So Amana Kasanya now coming forward, the top man from the FIM. And Laura Mencel from the rights holder. SGP Series Director Laura Mencel there alongside. Seems to be a new fashion this year where we have joint presentations to the winners on the evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, please.
Okay, let's pause now for the national anthem of the Czech Republic. Many congratulations to Adam Bednar. What a moment for him as he stands on top of the box for the very first time in his career. SGP2 winner here in the Parnitskyi in 2025, round 2 of the SGP2 series. Hope you've enjoyed it back at home. It was a bit of a slow burner, wasn't it, to begin with, but it really did liven up as we came to the conclusion. And the pictures taken for the press around the world. Building up for the third round, of course, Parnitskyi and Przyjemski. It really is going to be a dramatic conclusion, you would suggest, between the riders in second and third tonight. Who's going to be the world champion? So celebration time. I am reliably informed it is non-alcoholic, Christopher. Absolutely. These youngsters, not quite at the age where they can start slurping alcohol on the rostrum.
Still stings though.
So a great night of Speedway. I hope you've enjoyed it. As I've just recently said, we now look forward to round number 3, which will be in Voyens on the 12th of September. And also that combines with round number 8. There it is, the 12th of September, Friday, SGP2, round number 3. That will be the third and concluding round. Which way will it go? Will it Parnitskyi or Przyjemski? Not too much longer to wait. And of course tomorrow, round number 8 of the SGP World Speedway Championship, the battle between